Like, the beginning is, like, not there. This hasn't loaded yet.
You mind if I do it? I'm just gonna use it on Twitch so I can like save it for later.
Yeah, absolutely. And I went downstairs and my entire family was like, did you hear about what happened, you know? With like the whole church thing. I was like, gosh, it's like getting around fast. Alright. I guess just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You're fucking ready.
I'm fucking ready.
Alright. I guess we'll just start it off, dude. Start the controversial shit and get pissed off while talking about it. So, Jake, where the fuck do you think Destiny 2 is at right now?
Oh, man. We could honestly probably just talk about this question like the entire
Dude,
podcast.
that's, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, man. Shit. Well, I mean, just the hype for this game, man, was just so, like, it was just overhyped, like, such an extent.
Yeah. I feel like that was, like, the main problem.
I know. I mean, they did some great marketing. Just got us all pumped for this game, and then, like, I don't know, it came out, and then I felt like there was just no incentive to do anything. I mean, the story was great. I mean, the story's like the best part of the game. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just think there's a ton of issues. Like, they just...
It kind of fell short.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I would definitely, like, I don't know. It just feels so dead. Like, that's kind of how it was at the end of Rise of Iron, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was still, like, you still had, like, a shit ton of PvE content still.
Yeah.
So, like, you still had... Yeah, it's like you still had enough to work with.
That one thing that they messed up with, too, is those few months before Destiny 2 was coming out, I was still grinding to get that God Roll Asuna.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
always that thing to strive for, and it's just...
I was playing with you, and it was like one of the last days, and I got that. I mean, it was good enough for me. It was that really good 1,000-yard.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, there we go. Like, to the last day. And I remember whenever Destiny 2 is about to come out, and I remember we were talking about those weapon rolls, you know. And I remember, and we even agreed on it. We were like, you know, I don't think it's going to be that bad. They're not in the game.
Yeah, I just, you know, I was assuming that there was going to be a bunch of weapons.
A bunch of weapons, yeah.
That we could get, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to worry too much about it.
Yeah, and I totally agree. But there is a bunch of weapons.
Yeah.
But like, it's hard to tell them apart because half of them are reskins.
Yep.
Which is a big flaw.
Yeah, a lot of reskins.
It's just...
Every Iron Banner thing was a reskin.
Yeah, exactly.
What the heck?
And like, all the faction weapons are reskins as well.
Yep.
Like, I don't remember what it was called, and if you don't either, it's no big deal, but in Destiny 1, there was a fusion rifle for Future War Cult. And it was like its own fucking gun.
Oh, yeah.
There was no other gun that looked like that gun.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of it. It was the waiting, I think I want to say what it was. It started
Maybe.
With W, that's what
Maybe.
All the war cults were W's. It was like the whale.
Yeah, that's right. But it was in the Taken King, you know.
Yeah.
And they had two fusion rifles, and one was just the regular one. But then they had another one that was like completely different.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like everybody kind of had something similar like that. And then also, I guess it's just like, I guess it just really comes down to the small thing. I don't know. It's just like there's nothing that you have to like really, really grind for, even if it's just a small thing. Because I remember like in D1, like you just had to like, people would literally grind and grind their faction because you got to level 25 and you got your exotic class item.
Yeah.
Just the small things just make that much of a difference.
And I think that's what Bungie didn't think that was going to be a big deal. Like when they
Yeah.
just take that out, because it was just something so small, but like in reality it was just huge.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
But, ugh, my goodness. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and go on. I can talk about that all day. Okay, and then this kind of is like, it's very similar question. Like, what was your opinion right when the game was first released? So like, right when it came out, like what was like the first thing on your mind?
Oh, I mean like I remember, you remember like we planned this stuff out. Like,
Yeah.
We took naps before and like we were gonna wake
Yeah.
up 2 hours before and like grind the hell out of this game. Dude, like I was pumped, man. I was ready. Like they had hyped me up, you know, do it for the puppies.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I was ready, man.
Oh man.
And, like, once I started playing, like I was grinding and it was fun. I mean, to be
Yeah, it
honest,
was a
like,
lot
I
of fun.
enjoyed that grind, but like as soon as I hit that 305, I was like,
It killed
now
it.
what? And that was like a week and 2 weeks
Yeah.
into the game release. Like, I mean, it was so soon in the release, and I was just like,
Yeah.
well, what's there to do now?
I guess for me it was kind of like, I never played Destiny 1 like from vanilla. Like I didn't get the game when it was just vanilla.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I got Destiny 1 and I got it like kind of when the Taken King came out, like a little bit after.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in it, I had like, and I mean PvE, it was still like dry until you got the Taken King, you know,
Oh yeah.
for the most part. But then there was so much PvP.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I guess like coming into Destiny 2, I guess I just overthought it, and it's the PvP was just eventually just over, and it was awesome, you know, it was really good. But then like after that's over, it's just like, it was kind of like it was. I remember when it first started, I was like, this game is way better than D1, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, I don't know now.
Just the story. I mean, the story.
Yeah,
was
it was
long,
really
dude,
good.
and there's like I felt like there was a reason to play, and that's what I was so pumped for. I was like, man, like the story is this good and long, dude. I can't imagine like what this like end game's gonna be. You know,
Yeah,
like the end game's gonna be crazy good. And
fell short.
Yep. Fell short.
Yeah,
I feel like they maybe like overhyped it, honestly. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, maybe if I still don't know. I mean, they just
I don't know. I think it really
shut
comes.
themselves away, yeah.
I just think it really comes down to the point that I just remember whenever Rise of Iron was coming out, and everybody thought it was D2 though, you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, but don't worry, like we're postponing D2 and it'll come out next year. We want to make sure it's perfect, you know. Want to make sure it's all ready for you guys.
Yep.
And I don't know. It kind of just makes me mad because just like, I think I would have rather still had D1 and waited longer so we didn't have like to.
Yep. Oh, but dude, could you wait like that much longer though?
Like, I mean, like,
Like,
knowing
yeah.
the information I know now, then yeah, I think I could have.
Yeah.
But, I
just
mean,
don't
back
think
then I
back
probably would have said
then-
no.
Yeah. Back then I would have been like,
If
no,
I
this
didn't
game's
know-
come out already,
Like if you'd have told me the story, I'd been like, give me it now, you know.
Mhm.
Give me it now. But if you'd have told me, like, the end game is so dry, you know, just wait and let them put more in the game. Work on
Yeah.
it some more. Then I probably would have waited a little bit longer.
I
But,
mean, we wouldn't have known back then like how the game's gonna be
yeah,
and
of
stuff.
course.
I just think I was just so. I even remember like 2 weeks out of Rise of Iron, I was already ready, dude. I was like, this game needs to come out already. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't think I could do that again.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was just like, whenever Rise of Iron came out, like, it was good. Like, I always shit on Rise of Iron a lot. But when it first came out, it was really good. Because they brought, like, the Matador and, like, all the Iron Banner weapons were not fucking reskins, like new, cool-looking guns.
Yeah, they were cool.
Really cool. I loved the look of those guns.
Yeah,
and
the Siva, like I like the whole design of the raid. I mean, the raid wasn't all that great, but
yeah,
the design and everything, the design work was really good. Like you could tell they put a lot of effort in it.
yeah.
Like
Like I wasn't
just, like kind of like a band-aid. Like they put
yeah,
a decent amount of effort.
like even that raid, man, I just wasn't like a huge fan of. But I think one thing that raid really fucking got was that fucking Zamboni part. That I really did enjoy that part every time because it was just so different.
It was very different. Yeah.
It was so different, and it just like I don't know, it really grabbed my attention because I was never a fan of that raid.
Yeah.
Especially like I don't know, like
I would say it's probably my least favorite raid, but design-wise, I would say it's
I think it looks great.
my second favorite. Like design.
I like that it takes place where like where it all started.
Yeah.
But I just think that I think they went. I don't know. I think they went toward more of a shoot 'em up style.
Yeah.
Where in Taking King's Fall, it was more of like fucking teamwork. And it's like it's still teamwork. Like I'm not saying it's not teamwork, but I mean like you have Taking King like at Oryx, you're like, all right, I'm on second plate, I'm on third plate, I'm on, got it, jump down, everybody to the middle, night. Like it's all like coordinated. Like no one has to talk over another person.
Oh no.
Wherein Rise of Iron at the end, everyone's like servitor, and like everyone's like trying to figure out where to go, and that's what killed that raid for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they're leaning more towards that too. Like I've noticed, like with the raids, like they're leaning more towards that. Like communication is a major priority. Like especially in this new raid, like it was the Siva one. It was like it's possible, but it's like it's almost really necessary to have a mic. Like
yeah,
really
absolutely.
Struggling with
but
like each raid, I feel like got harder and harder and harder. The fact that you need communication.
Like
you have to be able to talk to each other and get stuff done.
Like, and I beat, Leviathan just yesterday, and we basically did it how. Oh, also, there's that guy named Karos. Shout out to fucking Karos, but we were doing dogs. And I said, now, like, how do y'all do dogs, Yeah. And basically that, obviously, person on the left, person on the right. And basically, my buddy Dragoon, he just says, just follow Karos. This dude knew that fucking map so well. We did not stop moving once.
What?
Whenever he saw where the first one was, the first flower, he knew where the next one was. He knew every pattern.
What?
So we were just going. He knew where every dog was going to be at every moment.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, we had like 90 stacks.
What, 90 stacks?
I think I threw a pulse grenade.
Serious?
I threw my pulse grenade at my dog. It bursted 2 times and did over half his health.
How?
I threw a pulse. By the time I wasn't even able to bring out my shotgun yet, I shot him 1 time and he died.
But I thought the dogs were randomized. Like I thought that there wasn't no specific pattern to where they run.
Or at least like there's like a general area where they are, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we did it 1 try, even like there was one guy who'd never even done it before, and at the end he was like, I don't know where my dog is, and everyone was like, it's all good, just throw 1 pulse. Everyone was like, just try to throw a grenade there, and we killed him. We weren't even there, Like I knew where his dog was, and I just threw a grenade there, and then all of a sudden it was like completed. And I was like, I don't know who got that last dog, but we got him. It was with 1 run.
Yeah.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying like dogs is like the hardest part, and I was like, man, no, it's not. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's just like that one part where you have to like hide and stuff, but other than that,
Yeah.
I mean, like, where we did the one where it's just like you basically like everybody picks a dog, and then like which I'm assuming that's what you all did too.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody had their own dog. Yeah, and then like you just get like at least 2 or 3 stacks. I mean, like we got 3 stacks our first time, and like we got it's like half to a quarter
or to
health.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got like 2 stacks the second time and finished it off. I mean, it's super easy now.
Yeah.
I mean, but I remember when that shit released, dude, that was the hardest thing
Yeah,
to do.
absolutely. Because it was that. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, that is like insanely hard.
Yeah, I know.
And then,
On the world's first, they must have taken like forever.
oh god. Because I mean, like, it'd be so hard to tell. Especially, it'd probably take you a long time to figure out that once you kill one dog, the time limit drops. You know.
Yep.
Oh man, that's so awful.
Yep.
And then we did. I think the part that made this raid so much different for me though, is we did it's the part where you have to run in a circle and jump through the things or whatever. Oh, yeah, the gauntlet. And we did it a different way than how we did it that one time.
Mhm.
And it was really, really weird. But it was simple. I don't know if it was more simple, but basically you just moved with your guy. So you were jumping from platform to platform.
Yeah.
Like
So
you were switching.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So like we're like two of y'all moving together?
Yeah, like there's one person that's jumping, like one person just jumps right to the next platform, and one person just kind of, the other person has more of a harder job, and he falls behind and takes care of the scion, and then he's able to like kind of shoot it afterward. But basically, you're moving with the same person constantly, so you never really have to get distracted by another person's voice, I guess. It was definitely a cool strategy. It definitely worked. I mean, we did it on like the first try.
Yeah.
But
sounds easier. Sure.
yeah, I mean, it was definitely different. But I mean, it worked. It was pretty good. And then beating Caliso, that was like a great fucking feeling.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing his fucking fat ass just falling, man.
Yeah.
And that was so awesome.
Yeah.
I think the best part though, was I never fell. There was one time in the shadow place where I hit one of the stumps and it flew me over and it killed me, and I was like, I swear that will never happen again. I was like, I'm not gonna let, and I just like was dodging like crazy.
Mhm.
But it was pretty tough. I think though, like if we would have had, because there were some people that were screwing up a little bit. I definitely think that we could have done that team with like you and then beat it maybe even faster.
Yeah. Like once you get the stuff down, I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to go through it.
Yeah. That time that we did it.
Like the first time,
Yeah. Oh God. The first time I did fucking King's Fall was.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I ever did it, I did. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Whenever I did it, first time I did it, I even stepped into the. Whenever I stepped into the raid for the first time, I was at War Priest just immediately, and I was in the hard mode, and I was at 295 light, I think, and it was back when the light level was like 320. But I was with like this is where I like met ISO, and they just fucking carried my ass through it. They just said, "All right, just don't die. You don't need to shoot at anything. Just don't die." And I was like, okay. And I got like a 320 Defiance Yasmin out of there. And they were like, oh my god. But then, and it took like maybe like 7 minutes at most.
Yeah.
But the first time I ever really did the raid was like, we started at Golgoroth. And, oh man, dude. I think it took us, none of us have ever beaten it. None of us. I think it took 6 hours just to beat Golgoroth. And then the next day we all
that day?
no,
Oh, you didn't.
just Golgoroth. And the next night we all got back on, and I mean it probably took us like, it's just gonna sound insane because how fast we could do it at the end, you know.
Yeah.
But it took us probably like an hour and a half to get through that next puzzle part after Golgoroth with the platforms, you know. That's just unbelievable. I mean, I could probably do that in under 2 minutes now.
Golgoroth was probably one of the hardest phases, especially like not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Man, dude,
And then and probably the next day I think it took us a total of like another 6 hours, maybe 7, to do the jumping platform after Golgoroth and then Daughters.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just like, none of us know what we're doing, and it's switching. Oh, man, it was so bad. And then the next day, like, I didn't talk to those people again for like 2 years. They just got off, and I never saw them again. It's like I'd never beat orcs for the longest time.
Wow.
But, golly, that raid is so fucking good.
Yep.
Man.
I know it's your favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just because, like, I did it so many times, and I never got tired of it. Not once. I think you were there that last time I did it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I remember I definitely did it one time with y'all before.
I think it was like at the very end, remember? Like we were like,
Yeah.
I think Destiny 2 was about to come out. I did a stream, and it was like last time King's Fall, I think. But, alright, I think that's, we like went way off topic on that one, but let me fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the next question. I guess your thoughts on the new DLC trailer for the Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, the new Curse of Osiris DLC comes out like December 5th, I think? Yeah, December 5th.
Is that when it is? December 5th?
Yeah, December 5th. It's
okay.
Soon. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Like, I know they have a few streams in between now and the release, like, talking about
I think 3. I think they're gonna do 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, there's a few streams, yeah. And, I mean, it looks great. Like, I'm excited to, like, meet Osiris, and, like, I hope I get to, like, play alongside him. I doubt that's gonna happen, but...
Gosh,
I mean,
that'd be
he's a really
insane.
cool character, it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that they give too much away over these next 3 weeks. And then another thing is...
They're good at that.
This DLC has to last us, like, a year, almost. Because the next one doesn't drop out till next fall.
Really?
I'm really worried, yeah.
Are you sure?
That, like, yeah.
I thought we were...
Like, if you look it up right now, it's fall 2018 is when the next one drops. It's like the SIVA, whatever. They had announced it originally that it was going to come out spring, but...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
I'm sure they'll have, like...
I mean,
you don't think they'll do anything in between?
I mean, I'm sure they'll have events, you know, like the Dawning. The Dawning is going to come
Oh,
out.
yeah.
That's going to be pretty cool. I'm sure there'll be something else.
I mean, I kind of mean, like... I mean, the Dawning is a really good example.
Yeah.
But I guess I feel like one of, like, the main events that happened in D1 was, the April update.
Yeah,
That was, like, brought a lot of new stuff to the game.
Sure, man. I know, I was so shocked, like, whenever I heard that. Like, I saw it in a post. It was showing the 2 DLCs side by side, and one said December 5th, 2017, and the other one said fall 2018.
Damn!
Both the DLCs right next to each other, and I was like, you know, you can get the season pass and get both for $34.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, huh?
That's ridiculous.
That. Like, but yeah, based off the trailer, I mean, yeah, it looks great. Like, I was kind of hoping for more, like, it showed a lot of gameplay. Like, I feel like for these trailers, they should make it more, like, cinematic, you know?
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
Kind of a reveal. Like, I feel like it should be, like, cinematic, not give away much of, like, the gameplay. Because, like, I want to find that out, like, when I get in the game, you know?
Yeah, of course.
I'm worried about in these 3 streams that are coming out.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot's going to get said. And, I mean, which is great. But I just hope it's...
I just don't want to get too much.
Yeah.
And they've... and Bungie's playing it, like, super safe right now. They keep using the word raid activity.
Oh, I was gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But they said that...
Raid content.
Yeah, they're saying they're like new raid... They said new raid content on Mercury.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, they did say on Mercury?
On Mercury, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. I just saw
so, like, what? Like, that fucking... I don't know, man.
There was a Twitter post that I saw of one of the like editors from like IGN talking about, so like we'll be seeing a new raid, and it scared me because one of the devs from Bungie said new raid content.
Yeah, I don't know though.
I was like, oh my goodness, like you can't just throw us a bone here,
Like, I feel like,
I'm so
I don't know. I mean, they could do it. I feel like people are always like, Bungie's pretty upfront, you know. Which they are sometimes, but then of course you got like fucking crazy coincidence like the Gallahorn, or like they're never bringing that shit back, and then it fucking came back, and everyone was like, holy bejesus.
And I mean, I'm just gonna like not get my hopes up and just gonna
No.
assume like right away that it's gonna be something like in addition to the raid, or maybe like something that like they pulled from the raid and made it into like different content, you know, like something like the Archon's Forge, but like for the raid. Or what I was listening to somebody on the Destiny community podcast say is that like he would like to see something like a six-man activity that you could do, like a strike, but like 20 to 40 minutes long. So like something like a more intense strike, you know, like a section from the boss of the Leviathan, but like
But you think it would
its own thing and have specific gear for that, you know? Like maybe like a mini raid on Mercury, like kind of like something like that.
But,
I mean,
but would you put that in the category of like raid content?
I mean, if it pertains to the raid.
Like I see what you're saying, and I definitely like that, like that idea. But I feel like having the word raid in it, like, really like throws it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I just don't want to get my hopes up for a whole new raid. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I just really, like, as much as I just really don't.
Maybe like when they say raid content, like it's gonna be called something else, but it's gonna be so similar to a raid. They don't want to like say a raid.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying, I definitely like. Like I like the idea of like a 30-minute thing you could do with like 6 people. That's like one main boss. You run through some little thing.
Like, content with 6 people in it. Like I mean, it sucks. Like Like I want to be able to play like with the 6. Like other than the raid, there's nothing else to do with 6 people. Like, I mean, it sucks. Like.
I guess.
And, you know, it's always fun just getting to your raid, doing a raid, and then like just hopping in Crucible afterward and playing a few games. Like,
and
there's just nothing left to do. Like, you just have to disband.
And I guess like going back to the trailer, you had like what did they show? They showed the Jade Rabbit, the Telesto, and then they fucking showed, you know where I'm going, don't you? The outline of the fucking thorn with that guy running.
So do you think it is? Do you think it's a
Man, I hope so.
Like what percentage you think? Like what percentage are you?
Like I don't know. I'd probably say like 85.
85?
I'm pretty sure.
I'd probably say 90. Like 90 to 95%.
I mean, I talked to Sam and he said it looked like the sunshot to him.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
No, Sunshot doesn't have. You can clearly see that thing poking out from
the bottom. The bottom. It kind of curves out.
What do you shoot? I can't
the reticle.
Barrel. The barrel.
Oh
Like the front of the gun. You see like the.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
On the front, that's what I was just showing the barrel.
That's a risky move to bring that gun back. Although,
I mean, what are like almost half the exotics in this game? Like year 1 or like Destiny 1 exotics now? Like,
I think what makes me mad is that even if they didn't really say this, like I wouldn't be as mad. Yeah. I think everybody wants a new game, obviously. I feel like I don't really need to say that. Everybody wants new stuff, you know. I feel like everybody just has said that so much recently. But I do think that it is kind of fucking ridiculous that they implied so much that, well, all your stuff got blown up in the vault, so, you know, none of it's coming back, so.
Yeah.
And that's fucking horseshit.
I know. And they just bring back all these year 1 exotics, like, kind of ruins all.
Yeah. I do hope though. Yeah. And I guess I don't know. But that trailer, it did look crazy though. I hope also, I don't know if you know this. I imagine you do. But when it showed like fucking Osiris, like when he was in the shit fighting, that was in the Vault of Glass.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I noticed
That
that.
was in it. And if you
That would
I
be
watched like
awesome.
someone's video. I don't remember who it was, but they paused it and it showed other Guardians in the back, frozen in time,
What? Oh yeah, I
from his
saw that.
fire
The
team.
hunter. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a hunter frozen and yeah,
So, holy shit. I hope
yeah,
that I hope there's a lot of cinematic to this thing.
yeah. Like a good story. Like I'm hoping for the length of like this past story, like of this, like the
Oh,
Colossus.
that
I
would
would hope
be.
that length be transferred into this one. 'Cause, I mean,
Oh,
like we
man.
have a year, almost a year until the next DLC drops. Like that's gonna be so
Yeah.
like a huge drought. Like here, I
Like,
mean, I'm gonna look it up again just to make sure, just so I'm not like
yeah.
speaking out
No,
of
you're all good. But, I don't know, dude. Like, whenever I was watching the trailer and it was showing the raid, I hope that, like, it would be so cool. I think it would be amazing to, like, in the storyline. I think this would be, like, fucking top notch. People would love it. As if that in the raid, you went back to the Vault of Glass with him,
Yeah,
and saved his fire team, and then completed a Vault of Glass with his fire team.
yeah.
Like, fought side by side with him, and went and got to face Atheon.
Mhm.
That would be insane.
Or like, what if the Vault of Glass was the next raid?
Yeah,
Oh my
people were
god,
thinking about that.
yeah.
That's a. I mean, it wouldn't make much
But
sense though.
that wouldn't be new.
I mean,
Yeah, that
it'd be
wouldn't be new
Venus,
raid content.
and they said Mercury specifically.
Yeah, that is true.
But
But then he's fighting in the Vault of Glass, though. I mean,
yeah, I
so
mean, you're not.
I'm sure
Yeah,
something. Like we would have to do something.
I just hope. I don't know. I guess from the trailer, I guess I would say that getting to go to the Vault of Glass, like go back, at least do like a part of it, would be like really cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be
I guess the next question, we're kind of already answering it, but we can just go more into it. But like, what do you want from this DLC specifically?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like a new raid would just be great, but
That would be like
with
so
that new raid
beneficial.
content pushing around, like I mean, I just don't know. It's like I just don't want to get my hopes up, but that's definitely something I would want to see. And then another thing I would want to see is something like Archon's Forge in the game, like not exactly like that, but
Yeah,
something else where like I would hope with 6 people and like just like another piece of content that we could do, like outside strikes.
like Prison of Elders, kind of.
Yeah, like Prison of Elders.
Yeah,
Prison of Elders wasn't like that great though. I wasn't too big of a fan of it.
Yeah.
But I would like something along the lines of that. Yeah.
I definitely liked. I feel like it really doesn't get enough credit. That was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that was.
Like they had like a scoring system, which definitely needs to be a part of this game, in like the competitive aspect of like with seasons and whatnot.
Yeah. I know,
And, like, a
they add
ranking
seasons,
system.
but they don't
Yeah.
take full potential of that. Like
I
I mean,
know.
God, they could do so much with the season thing. Like
That's such a good idea,
Oh.
but they're just.
I was wrong, by the way. It is spring. I don't
It's
know
still
where I got
spring.
fall from. but
Okay.
That makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, same here, pal.
And you see the cover art as well, and it's like what looks like the triangles from the end of that cutscene of the story.
You think that that's where that's gonna be? You think that's
I think so. I mean, if you look at
really?
the cover art right now, it looks exactly like that. One of
You
those
think that
stories
that's
from
gonna be the
the-
triangles? You think that that's like? You
I
think?
mean, it looks like it, dude. I mean,
I don't know,
I
man.
think that's gonna be in that expansion.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I was kind of thinking that, and maybe this is just me, but I was kind of thinking that that was gonna, and this would be like a long time running. It'd be some major suspense, but I kind of thought that it was gonna be like the big one.
Yeah.
And I guess what I mean by the big one is that, like what D1 you had. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You had the 2 smaller DLCs before, and then you had the big, nasty greatness of a DLC, the Taken King. And that's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be.
I mean, it could be. I mean, because there's no announcement of another DLC for like 2018. So
I think what would
I
be
mean, this could
really
just be
cool.
a huge DLC that just lasts us like at least a year.
Yeah,
So
like I think what would be really cool. I just like kind of just now thought of this, I guess. But I think that the new with the new DLC we're getting, I absolutely love. You know, getting to meet Osiris has got to be like one of the coolest things in all of Destiny. You know, but I think it'd be really cool if the next one, you know, how it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be a massive DLC like Taken King, but a smaller one. I think it'd be so cool if that was almost like still full size DLC, but it was almost like a build up to the triangle thing, like it related to it. Like I guess, it'd be, what was the DLC? I feel like so stupid because I can't remember. What was the DLC that was Crota? What was that called?
the Dark Below.
The Dark Below. Like if it was the Dark Below, but it built up Oryx the entire time with Crota.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And so then, like, you're thinking, so you'd have it on your mind constantly.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Or like at the end of the DLC, like they like rush in, like the freaking Cabal did, and then it like cuts out, and it like leaves you with the cliffhanger. I'd be down for that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But
I just wouldn't want to wait like
no.
crazy amount of time.
But I mean, we would have to.
That would be totally cool.
Yeah.
Like maybe maybe this one comes out spring, the other one comes out like late fall, you know, like November or something. Like that.
Like the same year.
Yeah, like the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when Taken King came out for the other one, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be like perfect.
Yeah.
But I guess on the subject of this question being with this DLC, I think one thing that I want to see the most, I wouldn't even say it's a big deal. I think it's pretty fucking simple because we had all D1. Just give me fucking playlists for Crucible.
Oh, I know.
That's what I want. I'm sick and tired of fucking playing Supremacy.
I know.
Just let me play Clash.
Like it's tolerable now for me, but it's still my least favorite game mode to play. But
also, the matchmaking system, I'm not gonna complain about the matchmaking system. That's what everybody does. But like whenever you end a game, it like selects a whole new group of people. You know, it's not the same people. So then it throws the map rotation back in, I guess. So like I'll play at the same map 4 times in a fucking row.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, give me a break.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why they would do that. Like why they wouldn't just like keep the same lobby. I mean, I understand like when you get pummeled like that.
Yeah, and I mean like you can.
Having D1, which is fine.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just one thing, and I also hope that. Let's see. I mean, I know we will. You know, like I'm sure we will. I wasn't saying like, God, I hope we at least get one. You know, but he showed off the fucking Thorn.
I know.
Like that's crazy.
Three. We already know of 3, like, well, 2 and like possibly 3. We already know of like possibly 3 exotics that are going to be in the next list. Like,
I mean, like the Telesto. I mean, it's a well-known exotic, you know, but it was never like the fucking shit.
I know.
You know what I mean? But when I saw the Jade Rabbit, I was pretty happy.
Like, I'm never like, I want to get that one, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, come out with the last word and I'll be like, oh shit, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
Like, but these exotics, like the Jade Rabbit, I mean, I'd be relatively interested in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what's the perk on it, though, wouldn't be that great. I mean,
no. For D2 standards.
Yeah. So
but
maybe they come out with new perks? I mean, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I just like the Jade Rabbit. I've always just liked the gun and how it fired, the noise it made, just every little piece about it, the way it looked. I think it'd be really cool to have like, cause you know, like the Jade Rabbit, like it's like almost has its own brand with that logo, the rabbit.
Yeah. Yep.
So it'd be really cool to get like another gun that looks like it, but it's not called the Jade Rabbit.
That would, yeah, like how the like how the Mida mini tool was to the multi.
Exactly. That would be really cool.
That would be pretty cool.
But
So would you want these exotics to be like how they were in D1, or would you want them to be like kind of like revamped, like different
I think
perks or...
this is gonna sound kind of ridiculous, but just hear me out. I think with Jade Rabbit, I think you could probably leave it. I might say give it a little bit of a buff. I don't really know what kind of perk you'd want on it. Maybe Outlaw, because the reload speed was never that great on it. And plus, like, it was like a slower rate, and I don't think the magazine was that high on it. I think that could really do it some wonders. But also, this kind of sounds ridiculous, but that scout rifle is really hard hitting, So like maybe, I don't know, like if maybe a smaller perk was like hip fire, I could see that like being like decent. Not great, But but when it comes to Telesto, just hear me out. I think that it would need to be nerfed. I don't think if you brought the Telesto from D1 to here, I think it would be OP.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
because
fusion rifles right now are so good though.
No, I know.
Like I would never want to use the Telesto over my fusion rifle.
Here's
like,
what
I could just shoot my fusion, they're dead. This one
yeah, I totally agree, and I think Telesto would do that. But I think that, like I say all the time, I don't think this game is a skill-based game for the most part. I think it's a team-based game, and everyone's gonna be right next to each other all the time. So shooting that Telesto, you're taking some major team fire. If everyone's shooting a fucking Telesto at you, like at least you and your teammates are dying at the same time. I think that it either needs to fire less bolts, or maybe every other bolt explodes on impact, maybe. Or like a second delay, every other one does.
I just don't think like the time to kill in this game is just so high. I just don't think that you could insta-kill somebody with the explosion of that. Like, I see what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
it would be really good in this meta where you're supposed to stick with your team, but
yeah, exactly.
I just don't think that the damage from that is gonna be enough to kill like more than one person.
Yeah, it could definitely be, it could definitely have like the same effect as like the Rat King, to where it's like it's a definite team fire weapon, but no one uses it because it's just not good enough.
Yeah.
But I do think
give it like 3 shots or something.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's gonna want to use it because it's just gonna have like such little ammo.
But I do think that it could potentially be broken.
Yeah, this is the thing about bringing these old exotics back, is that when I'm playing this game, those are the last exotics on my mind.
Exactly.
Like, when I get them, I'm gonna be like, why do I want? Like, I already had this. I had this on D1. I don't want this. Like, give me something new. Like I just don't understand why they're so they just want these old exotics to come back. Like I just don't understand why. It's just mind blowing. Like you said earlier, like we lost our vault. Our vault got demolished, but somehow these exotics come back. Like
also,
it's so silly.
I think a big fucking problem with T2. I think this was like, I don't know. It just kind of like crossed my mind. But I think in D1 in Rise of Iron, this is one thing that Rise of Iron got fucking right. And I should give them credit more for this. But when they brought some exotics back, they did it right. The Thorn was okay. But the Kavaz stuff, it was a new exotic, but the quest for it was insane.
Oh my god, best quest.
It's the best quest
game,
ever. It might be better than any quest in D2. It is. I don't think there's really any doubt about it. But and then the Gallahorn. The Gallahorn's quest is amazing too. It's really good. Nothing gets me harder as a rock than whenever the ghost says, "Look at this truth launcher." But I just think that it was just really, really well done. And then we go into here, and we're talking about the Mida multi-tool, and which is like one of the best weapons in Destiny 1.
I know.
And it's just a fucking pain in the ass to get. And it's not that it's hard. It's just time consuming.
And
they're not fun.
Yeah, they're not fun to do. I mean, shoot, I did it like 4 times on PlayStation just so I could like get my light level up.
I still
Like
haven't even
I
done it
made like 3
on my
warlocks just for me to
Warlock
get
or
get it over
Titan.
and over again so I could get to 305 quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not fun, though, is the problem. I don't
No.
mind it being hard. That's easy, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I guess a good, like the Rat King. I liked the Rat King quest. Because,
Yeah,
like,
that was pretty good.
it wasn't, like, it had, like, a small bit of story at the beginning. But, overall, though, like, it was, like, it wasn't impossible. Like, it was, like, kind of fun. You had to do stuff with the fire team.
Yeah.
That related back to the story of the gun, and at the end you had to do the Nightfall, which was really hard at the time,
Oh yeah.
and to get it. And it was just like, it wasn't just like stupid, ridiculous hard. Like with the Mida, it's just stupid. It's just ridiculous. And I hope that if they bring back like the Thorn, I want a fucking Kvostov mission with the Thorn.
Oh yeah.
That would be insane.
Even like with these quests that we're doing to get these exotic weapons, I still like. I mean, I don't like the whole like get these kills or whatever, get airborne SMG kills.
Stupid.
I
That
really
is
don't
insane.
Like that. Like, I wish that they would do something like they did with the oh good gosh, the pulse rifle from the Rise of Iron DLC. What was that called? Oh my goodness. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
What is it? Pulse Rifle from Rise of Iron?
Yeah, the pulse rifle, the one that you had to get through the raid. Remember? It's like
Oh!
man, what is that called?
It's called, just give me a second. It's like, that's gonna drive me crazy now.
I know it is.
But
I
like,
had
yeah.
it too. Before I was talking about it, I knew what it was. But
Yeah.
anyways, like that quest for that gun was so good. Like I wanted something like that, you know, where we go do past stuff, like go do other things, like to get it, or even you know, like of course the Touch of Malice was amazing to get. Like his.
Oh man.
Forever. Good lord, but
Golly.
I mean, like I
What
want
a
guns like
fucking
that,
great
you know,
gun.
quests like that, like something that like I go do
Outbreak
past stuff,
Prime.
like not just 50 SMG airborne kills, like I want to do a mission or like something sentimental, or go back into a mission and give me some like different content, like how that mission for the sleeper stimulant where you go underneath.
Oh yeah.
Like, you could take that elevator and go down and you kill that big Cabal boss. That was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
But that pulse rifle is called the Outbreak Prime. That's what it's called.
Outbreak Prime, yeah, that's right. Yep.
But I think Touch of Malice is like a
Even
really
something
great
similar.
example.
Yeah.
Um,
all the
and
exotic quests for that
I feel
game
like
were great.
Yeah, I feel like I have to give it to Destiny 2 though. I think the Legend of Accuracy, that shotgun, is pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty
Yeah,
hard to
pretty
get.
cool. Hard to get,
Which I appreciate. But I think it's a shotgun, which makes it like a little bit not as useful as some of the other.
Yeah,
I think a shotgun was the wrong route. I think that it's cool.
I feel like everything with the end game. The end game rewards just have no use
Purpose.
in the end game. They're just what like all of the D1 like braid weapons and trials guns, they all had that one perk that made them different. And armor too. They all had that one perk that made it easier to do the raid, easier to play trials.
Yeah.
Like where is that stuff, man? Like I want that stuff back. God.
I think like in D, like I think it'd be really cool. What was it? It was D1 Rise of Iron. They had the Trials weapons had Snapshot.
Oh yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But like I mean that perk is active all the time. It's good.
Yeah.
But I think what I liked even more, just because it like took a little bit more skill to use, was in like D1 Taken King, where every gun had Last Resort on it.
Yeah.
That was a skillful perk. And I really liked having that. Just because like it could just make you that much better in my opinion. You know.
Yep.
Snapshot's good. You know, it's not a bad perk to have. But like on your auto rifle, it's not that great. But I think that it is pretty cool to have like Last Resort.
Yeah.
And I think that where the fuck did all these cool perks go?
I know, man.
Like what the fuck? Like, I feel like it's so, like, I feel like when you get a weapon now, you're like, is this good? And someone's like, yeah. And you're like, okay, I'll just use it then.
Yep.
You know? Very rarely do I ever say, like, someone's like, oh, let me check the roll on that. You know? That was like, let me check the roll on that.
What roll does that guy have on his Matador? Like,
Yeah, what roll? It's like, I don't know what Matador that guy's using, but mine fucking sucks compared to his. And now it's like, oh, you have Uriel's gifts? Oh, good for you. Like, it's just like, man, like I didn't realize how much I'd miss rolls until now.
Yep, until
And I think that either in this DLC or something, I think though, I really think that mods are like a really great point to start with.
Yeah, I mean
I think
that's
for
what
weapons,
I've always wanted mods to be like.
I think maybe
to be like the perks replace the perks on guns, like, but I could just put them on any gun I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like that would be.
I think that. I don't know. Like I think the armor is just fine where it's at for the most part, but
yeah.
I think that it'd be really cool to at least maybe have like 2 or 1 slot on each gun. On like every legendary gun, to where you can put like certain mods on it. Like let's say you had like a hand cannon, and you could put like Outlaw and Firefly on there.
Yeah,
that would be really cool. Shout out to my Fatebringer.
Like the end game. I mean, like you could.
Yeah, that would make so.
But it would make Crucible hell.
Yeah.
Patch, though.
But it would make it so much more interesting, though. Like I think it would be worth it, though. And now I know the consequences. I understand. Yeah. Like there would be some shit to go on, but I think that, I mean, you're basically taking every gun in the game, and like giving them almost endless possibilities. You know. Like you're giving like every gun in the game like 4 new loadouts for like each gun.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like that would be like, I feel like the meta would be so hard to figure out.
Yeah, it would.
That.
But I mean, and it would be a pain to patch. Like if something got through that was really good. I mean,
yeah.
Like,
and I definitely agree, but I have heard.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true or not, but someone found in the database that there are slots for exotic mods.
Yeah, I saw the unknown player. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Says that I mean, they have exotic trans mats. Like he was saying, like a bunch of exotic auras, which they were thinking that it was going to be the prestige raid, but it wasn't. So who knows?
That's another thing, though, is that we got this prestige mode raid is a fucking problem.
There's no reason to do it.
Yeah, it's a major flaw.
But I mean, thank God. Like, I mean, at least they somewhat like understand, like with the last TWAB or whatever that they came out with last week. Like, like the first things on the better incentive for players who complete challenging prestige activities.
Yeah.
It's like great. Like we need that bad. There's no reason to do prestige nightfall, prestige raid. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, it's terrible. But.
Do you want to get into
Oh, is it time? I think it's time.
Yep, I think it's time.
Alright, we're changing topics to Stranger Things 2. Holy bejesus, man. The first question is just overall thoughts.
Oh, great, dude.
It was insane.
Perfect sequel.
Oh my god, I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so impressed though. Because before I started watching it, and I probably started watching it like a day after. So of course there was those people that like already had fucking watched it by then.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, they had reviews out before it even released too. I was like, good lord.
And so even my dad watches that show. And so he came back from work and he said, you know, my friend at the office said that he didn't like it. He already watched it and he didn't like it. So I was like, fuck. I was like, that cannot be good.
It just gets you in a shitty mood for it.
Yeah, and so I was like, but I'm a very hopeful person in my opinion. Yeah. So I was just like, I bet it'll still be at least decent. Like, there's like no way that it like can't be like bad, you know. And it fucking wasn't. It was really good. In
I
some
mean,
parts of my
how
mind,
could
I think
they?
it almost might have been better.
Yeah. I mean, how could they make like how they had the Demogorgon, like the main dude in the last one? Like how do they end up topping that? They just make a even bigger motherfucker that like, good lord, that can just like fucking get inside you, man. Oh Jesus, it's like fuck. Like I don't
Like,
think they could make it a more badass thing than fucking the Demogorgon.
yeah, dude. I just
Like,
think that I thought it was kind of a smart idea. At first, at the end of the series, fucking spoiler alert for if you're watching
oh
this in
yeah,
the
yeah,
future,
this is
this
there's
is
gonna be
some major
major
spoilers.
spoilers in here.
But
Yep.
I think that, like, I don't know. At first, I was like, what the fuck? At the end of the series, I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
But I think it was smart that the mind flare is what it's called, is
Yeah,
not
come on.
out of the picture.
Mhm.
Because we didn't even
I
really
mean,
get to fucking see him.
major
I don't think we
cliffhanger
saw
too.
the full. I don't think we saw him.
Yeah.
I think we saw like the shadow part of him.
Mhm.
Because when we first saw the Demogorgon, it was like just like he was just
Yeah.
kind of black. And then at the end of it, he got up
Mhm.
close and he had like some fucking texture on him.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think that I think whenever it was like coming after Will, I don't really think that was like the main dude.
Yeah.
I don't really think that was. I don't even think that was necessarily him. I think that was like a form of
Yeah, it
him,
was
maybe.
so quick too. Like, I mean, I had no idea. Like, I just thought that was like a figment of his imagination.
Yeah.
And like, God, when it was like inside of him, it was just like, holy shit.
And I think that I do think at the end of the series though, when 11 was shutting the gate,
Mhm.
that was him. Like that was
Yeah.
him. Like that was like
But I mean, that was still like the darkness, because I mean, like, it was like the shadow coming through though too. So I mean, like, I think
yeah.
that like he's in there, but like I think that that's his like I don't even think that's him. Like I think that that's his like either a creation of him, or like I don't know, something that he does. Like when he's like inside our world, he's like that shadow presence.
Yeah.
But like inside his, he's this like
This monster.
huge monster that like we don't know yet. Like I mean,
Yeah, but I think that I don't know. I don't really understand how it's gonna happen. I mean, it's kind of hard to understand that show in general.
yeah, it's,
But I hope that. I mean, I hope we get to at least. I mean, I'm not even asking to beat him, but I hope that we get to see like some like true potential,
oh yeah,
where he comes out and fucks some shit up.
oh, for sure.
But oh man, it was really fucking good though.
It was good.
I think that like bringing some new characters in and stuff like that were really good as well.
And the pairings of the characters.
Yeah.
Loved it. 11 and Hopper. Oh,
The dream
they're
team.
great together.
No, I
Dream
take
team.
that back. Dustin and Steve Harrington are the fucking dream team.
Mm. Yep.
Damn, that was a match made in heaven.
I know.
Whenever
It was
like
how they were both going through
whenever
the-
they started to do that,
both
they were
going
like
through
on the
the
train tracks, talking.
Yeah.
I was like, this is such a good team up right now.
Yeah.
I was like watching it and I was
Yeah.
like, this is so good.
Two heartbroken dudes. Just
But
fucking,
I don't know,
love
man.
together.
I don't know if I like Nancy better with Jonathan than Steve. I
Yeah.
don't know. At season 1,
The
I was
first-
like, definitely Jonathan.
Yeah, the first season you wanted it because like in the first season they made Steve to be this douchey guy.
Yeah, but in the end,
Like-
he kind of redeemed himself,
Yeah, the end of the season he becomes like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like heroic figure, and then like going into
Yeah.
the second season, he's like all this nice dude.
Like, yeah,
and,
I feel
you
like
start to
most
feel bad
people.
for him 'cause-
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel like most people in season 1, when it ended, I think the general viewers were like, "Oh, I wish she was with Jonathan,"
Yeah.
But I
Mhm.
guess it's okay. She's with Steve.
yeah,
But I mean, during the middle of the show, everyone was like, "Fuck Steve,"
yeah,
And oh man, Michael Potter from the stream says, "Steven and Dustin are badass, dude. I loved it."
oh yeah,
But I think
Yeah.
that I don't know. I do think, like, I was like, like if it was Jonathan and Nancy, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, I kind of think it was fucked up. Because, I mean, they didn't, like, break up, did they? Like, her and Steve? I don't think so.
I think in the
I don't
bathroom.
think so.
I don't know. Or, no, not the bathroom. Whenever, the bathroom was, like, what led up to it.
Yeah.
And, like, she was, like, she still thought it was in a relationship. And then whenever they meet after the game, when he's playing basketball in, like, the alley, I think that's when they break up. Cause
Maybe.
like, or she still thinks they're together, and then he goes up to her, he's like, "Do you remember what happened last night?" She was like,
Yeah.
"No, we went to a party or whatever." And he's like, you think that we're bullshit, like." And so I think like right there when he walks away, and I think that's whenever they broke up.
I don't know. See, that's what I kind of thought. And then at the end, though, like the very last episode, or I think it might have been the last or the second to last, whenever she's like, goes up to Steve, and he's like, "Don't worry, like I can stay here and watch him. Like it's no big deal. Like just get back safe." Like it still was like a relationship kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, I still think there are like feelings between them, but I don't know. I just think Nancy's feelings for Jonathan are greater than
yeah.
Steve.
And I'm not like the drama person here, but I feel like the viewers deserve like some backlash from Steve.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like I want to see where he figures out like. Because Nancy, I feel like, should tell him, like, hey, like, I fucked Jonathan.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's kind of fucked.
I think that.
I think everybody realized that.
It's over between them. Like,
Yeah.
I think, like, he knows Nancy's with Jonathan.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that, but I mean, of course they don't know, like, that they did all that stuff, but.
Yeah,
I think that they broke up, like.
Yeah. What's going on, JJ?
As much as I hate to admit it, but.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
But either way, though, it was still really good. And there's that part where I think it's just, I feel like I have to mention it. It's where after Jonathan and Nancy hook up, and then they're at breakfast in the morning, and I'm trying to think what he says word for word, but he says, "Oh, Jonathan, how was the pullout?" And he just spits out his water. And I think Nancy sold it really well too. And he's like, you know, like the pull-out mattress. Like how was it? And he's like, oh, it was great. Whenever they did that, like when I was watching it, I was like, I can't believe they did that joke.
Oh, I can't believe they did that.
That is such a stretch. That is such a stretch.
Oh God.
Cause like I don't know.
Did you watch the Beyond Stranger Things?
I did. I watched all of it.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Whenever they were talking about that scene. I forgot the guy who plays, what's his name?
The old guy?
What's the guy's name? Yeah.
I know his name in real life.
Well, either way, but yeah, he's eating there, right? And he's like eating the eggs, and it like drops out of his mouth, and it just makes like that perfect scene
yeah.
when he was saying like that was totally accidental.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That would like totally made the scene.
Like I feel like that made it so much
like,
better.
Oh, yeah.
He went, oops.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. JJ, we're talking about Stranger Things 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. Whenever they said that was like kind of improv, they kind of like kept it going a little bit after that. Like I was like, I would have died in laughter if I was one of those actors, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
Dude, I could not act this in my life.
I feel like I have to say this because I feel like the rest of these questions aren't going to answer what I'm about to say. So I'll just kind of go ahead and throw this like little extra topic in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but it was the day that Stranger Things 2 got released. The actor who played Jonathan was arrested.
What?
And he got arrested for cocaine while trying to get back
I did hear about that.
in the United States.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
And I know, like, we didn't really go over this question before, but I feel like, and you watched, oh, what's up, Gavin? Welcome to the podcast, dude. But I feel like, you watched all the Beyond Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, I watched all the Beyond.
And before, like, I had ever watched that, like, I didn't really know the Duffer Brothers that well. I knew the name, you know, I didn't know what they looked like or what kind of people they were. But they seemed like very nice people, and I guess from, like, seeing all the actors outside of their character, they all seem like really, really great people. And maybe that's just
Yeah.
like me overthinking it, or me being like maybe too hopeful. I don't really know the right word.
11, whenever I heard 11, like I was like, oh my god, dude,
They're
the
like such,
personality.
and like Gavin, and they're all like really, really nice people in real life. They're very, very nice, respectable people. And so, and even like, I mean, all of them are like super like that. And it just like really throws me off when you have, don't watch Gavin because we're talking about it.
Major spoilers.
Yeah, major spoils. But it kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's like really throws me off a little bit. Because it's almost like there's like, it's pretty hard to get all the actors that are really great people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there must have been some talk when they were getting actors that they were like, okay, he's a great actor and he's a good person. We should get him. And it really throws me off that they've got someone who is getting busted for cocaine. You know what I mean? That does not fit, you know. So I'm just wondering if the Duffer Brothers are going to be like, you're out, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan's like a pretty well-developed character now. I mean, not being in the next season
would definitely throw it off. Big time.
Yeah.
I mean, that would... I mean, we just now got, you know, him with Nancy, you know. So, that everybody, the viewers, and I mean, maybe this is just my opinion, but I fucking hate when TV shows or movies, like, in the next one, they replace people with a different actor. That, no.
They
like,
can't do that. They're not going to.
I would rather them just, you know, cut him out. Say he went on vacation. But the main problem was that he couldn't get back in the United States because of that.
Yeah.
He's not from here.
I don't think he will be able to. I mean, I don't know how that works, but it seems pretty severe to me.
Yeah, it seems pretty strict. But either way, I mean, that's a... I don't know. I don't know. I want to see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the next question, though. So who was your favorite character?
Favorite character? Oh, man. It's gotta be Steve.
Steve!
Sure, man. Yeah.
Dude. I don't know if you've ever seen my...
Season,
yeah.
Man. Like, his whole, like, badass, his hair, man. Like, his... Dude, next Halloween, I'm gonna be Steve. Like,
dude, that's what I said. It was my sister, and she was like, "Hey, like, who do you think I should go for Halloween as?" So I was like, "Oh, you should go as Punk 11. That would be awesome." And she was like, "Oh, you should go as Steve. Like, that would be so cool."
Yeah.
And so I was literally thinking about. I was like, because I don't know if you've ever seen my hair, but I have like the shaved sides and just the part on top.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I think I'm going to grow my hair back out. Like, just, because if he fucking wears that hairstyle in real life.
He did.
That's not like just his hair for the show.
Yeah.
Like, in the Beyond Stranger Things, that was his hair.
Yep. Magnificent.
Magnificent is a great word for it. I think that, I don't know, I think my favorite character, I guess just for the record, my favorite character in season 1 was Hopper. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
and in season 2, I don't know. I really, really liked, what's his name? Is it Gavin? I think that's his name in real life.
I don't remember the...
Dustin. Dustin is his name in the show.
Dustin. Yeah.
And I thought he was so good in this season.
Yeah, he was good.
Because, like, just from, like, because typically, like, in season 1, they're all together most of the time.
I mean, it's that pairing, too, the Steve and Dustin pairing.
Yeah. But in this one, you know, you had Dustin when he was, like, fucking with the Demogorgon dog or whatever.
Yeah.
the Demi dog.
It
And
was a lizard at first.
yeah, and so, like, whenever he's messing with that, and what cracks me the most is whenever it's when it eats his cat, rest in peace, Muse, and he's like gets in the whole hockey uniform and like the baseball catcher, and he's like walks outside in it, and I mean I was just dying in laughter when he like opens the door and runs at him and just smacks him with the hockey stick into the cellar. I just died in laughter. And I feel like there was a lot of good character development for everybody.
Oh yeah, dude. They did a great job. I'm introducing the new characters too.
I mean,
like great.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Like Max.
Yeah, and Billy too. Max's brother. I thought it was. Yeah, he's like a psychopath. But I think that I don't know. I don't know who the best new character was, but I mean Bob or Sean Astin is his name in real life. He just fucking killed that part,
Oh yeah.
He did so good. He was. I mean, he's a good actor in everything. He was good in Lord of the Rings, Rudy. He's in the Goonies.
And like before that whole scene where they were like in the science lab or whatever, he was like getting away. Like I was like, oh god, he's gonna die. I was like,
oh absolutely.
He's gonna be the guy to go. Like, and then like right when he gets through, I was like, oh yes, like thank God.
Yeah.
And then like, bam, like oh fuck. No.
Yeah, Michael says Bob was awesome, and Stranger Things needed Bob. I agree. I just think that I think it was cool because if you haven't watched Beyond Stranger Things, you definitely should. But in there, they were like, they even said they didn't want to get rid of Bob because he was just such a good character. Even like while I was watching the show, I was like, dude, Bob is fucking awesome, man. I was like, Bob is such a cool character. And I think that's kind of how everybody was with Steve Harrington in the first season. He wasn't like a super main character. I mean, he was more of a main character than Bob, I would say. But
I mean, he was like Billy was in this episode.
I
get big of a douche, but
no,
he was like kind of like on the similar lines of that.
I don't know. I wanna compare Bob to Barbara, but I feel like Bob was like way more of a character than Barbara.
Oh yeah. For sure.
But it kind of was on the same level, I guess, because it was like a character that I feel like wasn't supposed to have as big as a role as they did.
Yeah.
And of course, there was the justice for Barb. My goodness, that was just unbelievable.
They said they honestly said I thought they said that they planned on getting rid of Bob earlier.
They did. Yeah, they said episode like 3 or 4.
Yeah, he was just so good at his part.
I think what they said was there was a scene where it was a scene where he was in the car with Will.
Yeah, with Will.
And he was gonna tell him that stuff, and then the thing inside of him was gonna come out and kill Bob.
Yep, and kill Bob. Jeez,
and they just couldn't let Bob go, and they were like, "We want to keep him," which was the right fucking move.
That would have been so weird. Him dying by Will.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite Bob scenes is, God, I think it's so good. I just love his reaction. It's just fucking priceless. Is whenever he gets to the house and she's like, actually come inside, and it just cuts to him looking at the wall.
Yeah.
In complete awe, and he just like they're all like looking around at him, and then he gets concerned, but then he realizes what it is, and I think it's a really good scene. I don't know. I like how I feel like there wasn't like a super main character for this season. It's kind of just everybody was almost a main character. I guess what I mean is like in season 1, Finn was like a main center of attention.
Yeah.
I feel like there was
Mike too. I mean, I feel like Mike was more of like the main character as well.
I mean Mike. Finn's his name in real life.
Okay. Yeah, Finn. Okay, I was like, who the hell?
No. My bad.
I was thinking of oh my god, I was thinking of what's his name?
Hopper?
Bill. No, not Billy. Steve.
Oh, Steve.
As well.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like.
I just feel like
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
season, like everybody got such a great piece of screen time. Like I feel like it's hard to
Yeah.
tell you there's a main character, you know.
Mhm.
And I mean,
I mean, with all the pairings too. I mean, like it was hard, like, just because there's so many like pairings.
yeah, I think.
There's a lot of scenes of like with Steve and Dustin and
Mhm.
and then there was that episode where they introduce what's her name, 8? Was her 8? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I don't remember what her like name is, like her real name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But her number was 8 on her wrist.
8, yeah, on her wrist.
So we can I guess we'll go by 8.
Yeah,
I think that she was a fucking awesome character.
I know. Like
I
her
think that it was,
abilities, dude.
yeah, that spider part, man, freaked me the fuck out.
Mhm.
I mean, if that would have happened to me, I probably would have passed out and crapped my pants at the same time.
Yeah.
But
And her introduction.
the intro, the fucking first scene of the show,
Yeah.
she just went,
God.
well, what'd she say? She just said, boom. And
Yeah.
damn, that was so good. Like, I remember, like, everyone I was talking to, because I think I was ahead of most people that I know that were watching it.
Mhm.
And everyone was asking me, like, oh, have you seen her yet? Like, in the show? And I'd be like, wow, you mean to fucking ruin it? But, like, I really hadn't yet. Because, I mean, she's so late in the show.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a really good take on that character.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I think one thing that blew my mind is whenever she made that vision of, like, Papa. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that was fucking freaky, man.
Yeah.
That, like,
I mean,
was
I
getting
knew,
me.
Like, I feel like everybody knew though, like that was not. I mean, if that was of course a vision.
Well, I knew it was a vision, you know. But still, like, I was just like, oh my gosh. I just couldn't believe that was happening, you know.
But imagine if they had done it though to where we didn't think that it was a vision, you know? Like,
Yeah.
he just randomly shows up. Like that would be just even mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
that's why it wasn't like that great to me. Like, cause that whole time I was sitting there like, oh, he's not there. Like this is
Yeah.
just 8 talking. I mean, you know, actually him, you know.
Yeah. Man. I guess we'll go to the next question though. Who do you think was the best actor / actress in the show? No, this season.
I mean,
I guess actor
like,
or actress wise, like just did it the best. Like maybe not your favorite character, but who do you thought just like blew it out of the water?
I mean, I just have to say, like after watching the Beyond from Stranger Things, I just want to say 11. Like,
Yeah.
seeing her personality outside of the show,
It's so
is just
different.
crazy. Like, she's this hyper,
So different.
crazy person, and then what she does in the show is just like this, like
Completely
silent,
different.
Like, oh my god! Like, yeah, I just think her acting is just like, at that young of an age,
Is
like,
insane.
yeah, it's insane.
I
have to say it,
yeah. I definitely in season 1, I definitely would have said Hopper.
Oh yeah,
But I think 11 is really good too. I think I'd have to go with Will.
yeah.
When he would just fall to the ground and
Yeah,
start shaking, holy shit. Man, that was fucking crazy.
Man, that's gotta be some crazy stuff he's gotta go through too, and all that.
And I don't know, he
Yeah,
just
really.
sold it to me.
Yeah,
He's like whenever he was like
Yeah.
he likes it cold.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh my god. I was like, what the fuck did he just say?
Wasn't, like, I mean, he wasn't that prominent of a character. I mean, he was like the person that we're going after,
Yeah.
and everything, but he didn't have that much like screen time. as he
Yeah,
did this
exactly.
season. Like, he
It
was
feels
much,
weird
like,
to say
in the-
that. He was like a
in the
main
Upside
character in
Down.
season 1, but he like was barely
Yeah.
even there.
Yeah, he was barely there. I mean, he was definitely a main character, but like he of course wasn't like talking or like he was just like, we gotta find Will. Like, where's Will? Like,
Yeah.
He was, like, he was in the underground or the upside down all the
Yeah.
time, so he didn't really have that much time.
Yeah.
He blew it out of the park this season, man. He was-
God, I thought he was so good. Man. I just think his like facial expressions are just like through the fucking roof. Oh, man.
Mhm.
Nothing. I don't think anything freaked me out though as much as whenever all the dogs start moving into that center of that, and all of a sudden he looks at me and said,
you see on the radar.
he said like,
You see all
yeah,
this?
and because when he said they made me do it, like,
Oh God. Yeah. That
oh
was
my
like,
god, dude. And Finn or Mike immediately knows it, immediately figures it out, and he was like, they shouldn't have hurt him or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was so good. Yo, that part is fucking freaky.
No.
Oh, man. And then, of course, you have Bob walking through there. I feel like it's so obvious that Bob's gonna die, but then toward the end, you're like, he fucking made it. You know? Like, he made it.
That's what I was saying the whole time. Like, up in every episode, I'm like, God, he's gonna be the one.
He's
to go.
so
Like,
going. Yeah.
Whenever he volunteers to go, like, out, he's giving yourself away. Like, no.
Like, every time I thought he was gonna die, he didn't.
Yeah, I know.
It was just like the entire season, I was like, well, he's fucking going. You know? And then when he gets elected to go, I was like, well, this is just, you know, let's get this coffin going, you know.
Yep.
And then he makes it through there, and of course, like, it shows like the camera part where it shows the dog running down there.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna be like, all right, you guys go, I'll hold this dog off. I was gonna be like, oh, there he goes, you know. But then he fucking tricks that dog with the sprinkler or whatever.
Yeah.
And he gets out there, but then it showed him leave the gun. And I was like,
Yeah.
not good. And
In
then
the broom.
the fucking
The closet.
broom.
Oh.
I just like, I thought that was so cheesy that they did that.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of a little bit ridiculous.
That's when I thought it was gonna die. Like, that's what I was like, oh shit. Like, man, he left the gun. Now he knocks over the broom.
Like, I think it almost would have been better if that he didn't knock the broom out and he just got out and then it attacked him. I thought the broom was a little too much, in just my opinion.
Why that's like, what is the importance of that scene? You know, if like he doesn't get caught, or I guess because like they figure out where he is. Because if he didn't knock down the broom, he would have just been able to walk out.
That's what makes me mad though. It's just because like he fucking died because he fucking knocked over the broom.
Yeah.
That's just a sucky way to go, you know. I mean, it's just a Bob thing to do though. And but what's crazy is I thought he still made it out. Like I thought he made it. Like, and then it showed him smiling, and I was like, he made it.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know the like percentage of people who just like thought that Bob was gonna die, like whenever he like got through the door and everything. Like I want to know how many people were like, oh, he's safe. You know?
I thought he was safe.
I know. Like, who's gonna sit there and be like, oh,
I bet though if you did a poll where it was like,
yeah,
who do you think, or like if it was like, did you think Bob was gonna die at the very beginning of the series? It'd be like 100%. And then I bet if everybody answered truthfully, which just not happen, but I bet if you did a poll and you said whenever Bob made it through the doors, did you think he was safe? I bet if people answered truthfully, I bet it'd be like 80% thought he was safe.
Oh yeah. Oh,
'Cause
80? Dude, I'm thinking way more than that.
Dude, I maybe, yeah. Because also, I thought when he got to the door, like he like locked it with something. I assumed.
Yeah, he closed it with something.
Yeah, but like the dog just fucking went right through it, you know.
Yeah.
And killed him.
Or like he was banging on the door while he was just sitting there staring at Joyce. Like,
yeah. But I did think he was safe though. Like I don't know why they didn't cross my mind. Like quit fucking running, you know. But I thought he was good, and then the dog came out, and I was just like, fuck. Also, in that Beyond Stranger Things, where I did that outtake of him spitting up that blood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of glad they didn't put that in. I feel like that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Like damn. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, it was very gory already as is.
But I think though, when it really came down to it, like we get to the last episode, and you got 3 different teams. You got 11 and Hopper. You got Nancy, Jonathan, Will, and Joyce. and you had the kids and Steve.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I don't know who it is, but someone is dying out of these groups.
Oh,
Like one person is going. I had already decided before I watched the episode. And then, like,
who did you think it was?
Like I didn't think it was gonna be anybody. Like I thought it. Like if I had to say who from each team, I thought it was either gonna be Will was gonna die, or from the other team I thought it was gonna be Hopper was gonna die, and then it was gonna be Steve. That was the most likely one in my mind though. Was just gonna be Steve. And so. Although I did think it was kind of gonna be 11 at the end, a little bit,
Oh,
because
yeah,
because when Papa said he's like your powers are gonna be the death of you,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh man, this might be it. But then like it shows like I think the first people that are done is Will, I think,
Yeah.
and everyone was fine. But then it got to the part where it was the kids and Steve. And I would like to say that the driving part, where Steve's in the back and he's like unconscious and wakes up, is gotta be one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I thought it was hysterical. Also, whenever he faced Billy was awesome too. I'm sad he kind of lost though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna see that. Like, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, whenever they started fighting, I'm like, oh god, dude, this Billy guy. Like, you could see just the anger in Billy's eyes. Like.
Yeah, he's fucking psycho, dude.
Yeah.
But whenever and at one point I was like, because when Dustin gets down there to feed his dog or whatever, I was like, dude, if that thing fucking grabs onto Dustin's face, like, I'll be sad, but I'm gonna bust up laughing.
Oh my god.
And he gave him that fucking musketeer bar or whatever, and I was just like, could not believe that fucking worked. I cannot believe they did that.
Out of all those dogs, like that one. Like,
I just can't believe it. I mean, that is just like most cheesy thing I've ever seen.
For me it was like borderline like.
That was like pushing the limit.
Yeah,
like,
pushing the limit.
Like, I don't know. But then at the end though, whenever it showed the dogs were running up on him and they're like Steve was throwing them up, I was like, that's it for Steve. I was in my room and I was like, Steve, no! I was like, fucking, like, leave Mike behind or something.
They get so many close calls, man. Like, almost way too many.
But then I feel like I had a little bit of, like, security when it showed Dustin. And he had climbed up, he kind of just grabbed Steve,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit. Because I was like, for, like, a split second, I was like, but could they kill off Dustin? I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And so... And they ran right past him. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I cannot believe that Steve made it through that.
Yeah, I think if out of any of like the main characters like that were to go, I would probably say Steve. Like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just that, that scene. Like out of any of the scenes or whatever, that scene where like he's pulling everybody up there, and I'm like, oh.
Oh man. I was so sad too.
Yeah.
But. Oh man. I guess we'll go to the next question. Yeah. Yeah. Next question. Season 3 thoughts. I mean, they didn't fucking leave us with nothing,
Yeah.
With season 2, like, we got the slug, which is pretty big, I feel like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do off that.
I don't think it's as big as this season's though.
Really? You think that ending was better than the slug?
Not better, but I mean I think that like it's left off more of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Like, I don't know though. Like, it was just slug, like, I mean, I feel like the slug was just so much more to go off of. You're like, what the fuck is that? I came out of Will. It's not over yet.
Yeah.
And then like with the mind flare.
I'd say that was more of like an ending like that we could see coming forward.
Yeah.
But this season's was more of just a cliffhanger on the fact that like what, like, we still don't even know
Yeah.
like, we still don't even know what's going on
The
here.
potential of that
Like,
thing.
Yeah, the potential of this season's, like, going into season 3 was just much higher. Like, the other season was like, yeah, like, I understand, like, there's a slug. Like, we kind of know what's gonna happen here, you know? Like,
I guess why I
like-
kind of think that is it might not even be that part of like the reasoning, but
Yeah.
I guess it's just because like whenever like season 2 was coming out and it was like one of the first trailers, we fucking saw the mind flare, you know, like up in the sky, you know, we already saw it. So then like to see that same thing as a cliffhanger,
Mhm.
I was like, what, we already like have seen that thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I
it
got
kind of gets us the thing, like, there still is that underground, you know? Like, there's,
Yeah.
I mean, there still is that upside down, like, where we just have no idea what's going on down there.
yeah.
Like,
Like I
just
think that
this
I guess if I had to
crazy-
say like a theory, I would say that the mind flare is the thing that makes the openings.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. Because we fucking shut it. So, but it would make sense if the mind flare was like, well, you know, you can go fuck yourself because I'll just open it right back up.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds a little cliche, but I think it definitely makes sense.
I mean,
It's like,
do you think he could do something, like, to a different person? Like, so, Will was in the underground, right? Or,
oh, you think
why do I
that?
keep saying underground? Like, in the
Yeah, I know,
upside
I know.
down.
Yeah,
So
upside
do you
down.
think he could do those powers to, like, anyone? That's been there? Like,
Oh, so you think that
Like,
he
yeah.
could, if, I guess, are you trying to say that, like, could he, like, get into Mike?
Yeah, like, maybe, like...
That's
like,
interesting.
The start of season 3.
Oh,
You just see, like, you just get this
That's
dream,
so-
you know, and then somebody wakes, like Mike. So say it's Mike. Like Mike just wakes up outside of this dream, outside of a dream where he sees it. Now.
oh,
And then here
that
we
would
go
be.
again,
I
like,
think that would be good. Give Will a break.
it's
Jesus
all over
Christ.
again. Oh man.
That I think would be really
So
good.
then, like, God, how would you even like? Wait, so like back to like the original question, like, so you think there would be a season 3? Like, are you just? You think
Oh, I know there's gonna be
pretty
one.
confident? You know?
Yeah, you already confirmed it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, are you thinking about the Beyond? Are you talking about where they were talking about in the Beyond?
No, I don't think so. I think they like have like confirmed it. I mean, they're doing one. They're doing one. Like, there's no way they're not doing one.
I mean, I'm pretty confident, but I just don't know about confirmed.
Oh, I do know it's confirmed. Actually,
Oh, you do?
I do know.
You're 100...
Because it got leaked that the actors of Stranger Things are signed for 6 seasons.
What?
So
So,
you're fucking
So
welcome.
now it's confirmed 6 seasons? Oh my
Yeah.
god. What the hell? I didn't know that. Oh my god.
But so yeah, I mean, I would like
I mean, I was
to.
pretty confident in this.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna leave us with like cliffhanger, if they just showed the end of the snowball and that was it, I'd be like, okay, well then it's done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that snowball was like kind of like a thing. Like got me like, oh man, this is gonna be it.
yeah.
Like this is it. They closed it and everything. And that last scene, I was like,
Oh
here we go.
shit. Yeah. Definitely good though. I think that. I don't know. I just think that, like, I think they mentioned it in, Beyond Stranger Things, where they said that we didn't want to give you a lot. We just wanted to give you a little bit. They said that we didn't want to give you too much to think about with that end scene, and they've achieved. They achieved it. Because I mean, with the slug, and I think what they mean by that is they're not going to also release multiple trailers too. Shit was they probably released 3 or.
Very good job of keeping it quiet,
They are
give
good
us
at
trailers,
yeah. I think they might have given maybe a little bit away, too much of season 2.
I mean, but yeah, you just want that little taste of you can't pull a Destiny, just go
No,
how they're gonna
fuck
do these
that.
next things, just give out all the information on
Whenever the worst one, I guess the worst.
Little taste.
Yeah, I would say the worst example is April update for Destiny. They showed fucking everything. You did not. There was no surprises.
I was just like, here you go. Like,
Yeah, it
do
was
everything that's
ridiculous. But I definitely think that's a plus side, is that we're not gonna like know about it. I hope that, we get it. I'm asking for a lot,
Yeah.
but I hope we get it next year. Like,
That would be
next Christmas. Something like that.
It came out at such a great time too. I mean, the Halloween. The whole,
I just think that that would just be a good time to have it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can wait more than a year. I think that's a big issue with stuff today, is that like they make you wait so long for stuff now. Games, TV shows, movies. I think who really did it right. This just doesn't really relate to TV shows like Stranger Things, but I would just say there was I think it's pretty popular, the Fallout 4 release.
Oh yeah.
Basically what happened was they came out there at E3, Bethesda, and I think everything in the history of time should be released like how this game was released.
Oh yeah.
They're like, all right, guess what? And they hadn't even fucking released a fucking trailer for the game.
Yeah, that's
brand new.
All of Bethesda's games, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
And so literally,
yeah.
they were just like, boom, here's a trailer, watch it. Everyone blew their pants off. They're like, oh, and also, if you order the game and get the deluxe edition, you get a fucking Pip-Boy in real life. And everyone was like, holy shit. And they're like, also, the Pip-Boy, you've put your phone in it, and it acts as a real Pip-Boy. Everyone was like, oh my god. And they're like, and also, we're going to release this iPhone game called Fallout Shelter. It releases right now. And you can get it right now. And everyone was like, holy fucking shit. And they said, and don't worry, you're not going to have to wait long. And everyone was like, and he said, because the game comes out in like 5 months.
Yeah. See,
And that's
what I
want.
like,
that blew
what
everybody's fucking mind. And I feel like
Yeah.
most people are like, well, we want to build it up. 5 months, plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
People heard
I'd
that,
much rather like.
and the thing is, like, people hear that and they're like, I only have to wait 5 months. That's incredible.
I know, like that's what I want to see, and like I want like 5 or 6 months. Give me like a taste of just a little taste of the game, like a really good trailer.
Yeah.
Like kind of like how Red Dead's playing it too right now. Like,
Yes.
I mean, they've come out with
Boom.
2 trailers.
Perfect.
But, like, they
Agreed.
come out with, like,
That's a
that
great
first one
example.
Where like you have
It's just
no
a
idea
snippet.
what the fuck's going on. Like,
A
it's just,
fucking
like, just
snippet.
a snippet of it, and then like you get another one that kind of introduces some characters, like, but you're still like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I have
Yeah,
no idea what the hell's
exactly.
going on. Like, and then like
You basically got nothing.
like what's 3 months away already now, right? Or 3 or 4 months away, and we have like no idea what the
Nothing.
fuck's going on.
Yeah.
3 or 4 months away, we already seen gameplay of Destiny 2. Like,
Yeah.
we already.
What's even a worse example than Destiny 2? Not in the idea of, I guess, like, just spoiling every part of the game.
Yeah.
But Square Enix has got to be the worst. Who makes Final Fantasy?
Like, for example. Oh, Final. Okay.
Just because, like, they released like pictures of Final Fantasy 15 10 years before it came out. 10
God.
fucking years.
Good
Final Fantasy
Lord.
14 wasn't even out yet. That's how crazy that is. And so now they've released the trailer for Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which is, I think, is going to be my favorite game of all time. I think it might be the best game of all time. And like I cannot imagine how long this is going to take. Like, and I think the worst part of it, I think they're going to release it in parts, which would just suck asshole, because the original game came out, like, I mean, nowadays, back then you could fit, they just fit it all in one disc,
Yeah.
and Final Fantasy used to be with Nintendo, and they were like, the people at Square Enix was like, hey, Nintendo, like, are you guys going to start making disc games, on discs and not cartridges, And they're like, no, we can't do that. Like, we're keeping cartridges. And they said, okay, well, we have Final Fantasy VII written up. It's ready to go. But it's going to take 16 cartridges. And they're like, okay, well, we'll get you the cartridges. And they're like, no, we do not want to do cartridges. We don't want to have 16 fucking cartridges for one game. Like, we need to do discs. And they were like, well, we're not doing discs. So, peace out.
They did it for Wii, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this is Nintendo 64 days.
Oh, shit. Okay.
This is like way back before, even before the Nintendo
my
64.
God. Yeah.
And so,
It's that old?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's like
Final Fantasy VII is like was super old. And so what they did was they went and they hired this new company and they were like, hey, I hear y'all are going to be making discs for your console. We want to offer you Final Fantasy VII. And they were like, oh my god, we'll take it. And that was fucking PlayStation 1.
Wow.
And that's like, the PlayStation 1 was like released with Final Fantasy VII, and that's when PlayStation got big. They advertised Final Fantasy VII in fucking movie theaters. And like on subway trains, like in New York. It's like a fucking movie. They advertised it. Because it was just such a big deal. And so...
Well, we got way off topic.
Yeah, way off topic. But, I mean, it just kind of comes back to the point of like, I don't want to have to wait, so long. No offense to the Duffer Brothers, but to have to watch another 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot goes into those 9 episodes. Don't get me wrong. But maybe give us 10 next time. Keep giving us, because the first season had 8, and then this one had 9.
Mm-hmm.
So if they gave us 10, I mean, I would be absolutely happy with that. But keep them an hour. An hour is great. Or 55 minutes, whatever they are. But I guess that's fucking wraps up Stranger Things too. It's fucking good. And overall,
great.
I was very impressed. All right. Yeah, season 3 is gonna be insane. Okay, so I guess we're gonna move to the middle part. We're gonna answer the questions that we got asked.
Yep.
So we're gonna go with the first one. Interesting question from Michael Podorf. Myth or fact, Jake? Should you be brushing your teeth twice or even 3 times a day, or is once good enough?
Oh man, this is hilarious. God, dude, if I just had on the top of my head, I would probably just say myth. I mean, because I don't think I don't brush my teeth twice a day. I mean,
yeah, I mean neither do I. Yeah.
If I'm going out somewhere or something, I'll
yeah,
brush my teeth
agreed.
That, but yeah, every time you go to the fucking dentist, it's like, you brush your teeth twice a day?
No.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I'll tell him. Yes,
oh
yeah. I don't
obviously
do that. But I mean, honestly, I don't think that's that big of a deal. I mean, shoot. I mean, people back in the day didn't even brush their teeth once a day, so.
Yeah.
I just think it's a big
I mean, I don't know. I definitely don't brush my teeth twice a day. I mean, I will if I wake up with because that. I don't know. It's a weird feeling when you're your teeth are kind of dirty and they almost have a fuzzy feeling to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I brush my teeth in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, that's sometimes when you you eat something before you go to bed and you wake up and your teeth feel kind of nasty. I'll brush my teeth then, and then maybe I eat I'll brush my teeth twice a day if I eat some hot Cheetos or Takis or something like that. Because if that shit sits in, I just know from experience, if that that residue, I guess is the word for it, sits in your mouth, that gives me ulcers.
Yeah.
And so I'll if I ever already brush my teeth in the morning, then I'm definitely doing it before I go to bed if I ate that. But if if I don't have anything like that, then I'll just do it typically once.
Yeah. I'm sure that you're supposed to be brushing your teeth twice a day.
Like it'd be probably great for your teeth if you were doing that.
But like, is like every
Who's got
day,
time for that?
I know, like who's got time to brush your teeth?
Like that's
when I brush
ridiculous.
My teeth, I'll go like, I'll like brush, floss, like do the
like I don't plan out brushing my teeth, Yeah. Like I'm never like, all right, 8 o'clock a.m. brush my teeth, 8 p.m. brush my teeth again. Yeah. No, it's whenever it's convenient to me is when I brush my teeth. Mm-hmm. Like that's why it's just a once a day thing. I feel like, Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it's at night. I'm about to go to bed. I got done playing PlayStation, done making a video, done streaming, and I'm like, oh, I should, like, okay, now it's time to go brush my teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just a weird question.
It is a weird question, but I also really like the question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a very interesting question.
Something you don't think about.
It's definitely something to think about, But the question does say, if I'm just gonna reread it again, should you be brushing your teeth twice or even 3 times? 3 times? No.
3 times?
No. Dude, I don't think my gums would. I don't think my gums would stop bleeding if I brushed my teeth 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. 3 times a day? That's like some scheduled shit. Like 8 a.m. waking up, brush my teeth. 12, and then it's like what, like 2 p.m. Alright, 2 p.m. time to brush my teeth again, and then it's like fucking 8 p.m. After every meal, you brush your teeth. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't even eat 3 meals a day most of the time.
What's the point of gum or like mints? Like, what would be the point of those?
Yeah, you'd be throwing those places out of business.
Yeah.
Golly.
Oh, that's right.
We don't got enough jobs as it is.
True.
But that's a very interesting question. I definitely like that question. Okay. I like this question. I think this is a very interesting question. Next one from Michael Podorf again. Do people really have, or it's myth or fact, whatever. Do people really have multiple personalities, or are they faking it? I don't know.
When I read this question, it kind of it made me think of 11 from like Stranger Things, like and how like seeing her not acting, like good lord, dude, she is like completely different.
Yeah.
And like this makes me think like I'm pretty sure if people are that different, like they've got to be faking it. I mean like there's just
that's a good point.
You're like this quiet person like that in the TV show, and then like you're this crazy super hyper like girl outside of it, like I just don't see how people could do that,
I mean,
like,
I guess like I don't know, this question hurts my head, to be honest.
Yeah, it does. It really makes you think.
But it like makes you think too much. It's kind of freaky,
Yeah.
But I guess I would say I feel like it's so hard to tell because it's not you. I feel like it's one of those questions where it's like you don't, I guess, suffer from this myth or fact,
Yeah.
Whatever. You don't know if, like, it's kind of hard because you're not the one who's faking it or, like, actually in it. I mean, of course, it's hard to know. But I guess if I had to say, I would say myth. I feel like it's kind of, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I guess it's kind of the same thing that, it's like the same thing you say with, like, Millie or 11.
Yeah.
I feel like it's, like, I don't know. I feel like it's ridiculous to like forget who you are as a person and become someone else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's always good to know who you are, like just you yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to think that you could have another yourself, but like a different form, I guess. Mm-hmm. Just I don't know. I feel like it's. I don't know.
It also depends on like what you define as to be like a personality, because like
I guess. So.
I mean, like I see how people have like, like they can be like shy, but then once you get to know them,
I mean
like,
that's definitely. I would definitely say that that's a fact in that instance.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely times where I think we all do that. Yeah. There's a personality you have with your family, and then there's personality you have when you hop on and you play PlayStation with people on there, you know,
Yeah.
and then your friends in real life, you know, or
Yeah, it
just
really,
everything's
it just
different.
depends on what you mean by like personality, because like I mean, like yeah, I would say in that instance, fact, yeah, for sure. Like
Absolutely,
people would
yeah.
be acting differently around like family than they would be like a stranger. But
Like I
like
think a really good
the how
example.
dramatic is like how 11 is in that, I just don't see. Like that's not
Yeah,
possible. Like you can't do that. Like that's just
like I
crazy.
would say, like I guess a good example of like a fact would be like kind of like when you're hanging out with your bros, you know what I mean? And then
Oh
going to
yeah.
like going on a first date with a girl, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's a major change, at least to me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you
Oh.
could be fucking swearing left and right with your
Mhm.
homies, you know, like all of a sudden. But like when you go on a first date, you like try to keep it clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, cause you're changing your
I
person.
might make another reference, but
Go for
when
it.
Lily meets her college friend, remember? Whenever
Absolutely, yeah.
how she talks when she's
Like,
around her.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
that right there. That's what makes me think
That's a
like, oh, I guess
Yeah, I would
that's a
definitely say
dramatic
that's a
change, and
fact. Yeah.
yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
But I guess if you want to like get to like the mind hurting aspect of it, like actually like I don't know if this is the right term, but like mentally insane people
Mhm.
that have that, I would say that's like I don't know. I feel like it's super hard to tell, you know. But I
Yeah.
think I would have to go with myth. I feel like it's
Yeah.
just you're going so far off, you know.
Mhm.
Like I don't
I
know.
mean,
That
even in
just
that How I Met Your Mother episode, like I would just say that's pretty close to myth. Like I mean,
yo,
do you
yeah, I
really see
agree.
that dramatic of a change between that person and that person? Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Yeah,
That's
that's a definite big change. But
yeah.
I mean like I guess like when you have like someone that is like a man who then has another personality where he's a female. Like
Yeah, that's
there's no way. Like that's ridiculous. Like what's the Psycho, the movie Psycho? I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. But he has two different personalities where he's like kind of like just this guy who runs the place, but then he also dresses up as his dead mom and pretends to be her as like as a psycho,
yeah.
where it's like it's fucking creepy, you know. That's like well, major. That's a fucking major spoiler. That's like the main twist of
Yeah.
the movie. So
I don't plan on that.
no, I wouldn't watch it either. It's I mean, only people that say that movie is insane are like older people. Shouldn't mean no offense, but I'd watch it. I didn't think it was that great, but I don't know. I think it's definitely. I would say it's definitely a myth. I feel like the question. I feel like the context of how we asked it.
Yeah.
I would say myth.
I would say
Absolutely. Okay. This is a good fucking question by JJ. I don't know if he's still watching or not, but it doesn't really matter. He says, "Why does the traveler exist, and so does the darkness, and how they came to be in the world of Destiny?" I guess in the universe is what he means.
age-old question. Why is the traveler here?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess if I had to say, I guess it'd just be like just since it's a fucking beginning, fucking yin and yang. I guess.
I mean, but it's like that. Like why does the traveler exist? Like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like anything could be the traveler. Like it's just this white
Yeah.
ball up in the sky. Like it's just so weird to think like how does this like? I mean, God, does anyone even know like why does the traveler exist? Like it's
I feel like that's just like I feel like that's almost like relates almost on like a religious question almost. You know what I mean?
I know like
Like it's like
I mean
I don't know,
who
man.
knows, man? Yes.
Like I don't know. I guess
Question to think
if
about.
I just had to answer the question, I guess it just says. I guess it just. I feel like it was created to like make a balance in the universe. I guess. I guess I wouldn't even say universe. I would just say everything. Because whenever that thing, I mean, fucking spoiler alert if you haven't already played Destiny 2, and if you haven't, then get wrecked, scrub. But if like when the traveler like it shows the light or it like bursts out and beats Gaul, I mean
Yeah.
it goes out and it's like goes through multiple universes, you know.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just think it's just like a fucking balance. And I think that those ships were like the part of the darkness.
Yeah.
I think that's like the main fucking source of the darkness, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I think
what would be after that?
I don't think there's anything after that.
I mean, to understand, like, to figure out like why something exists, like you have to figure out where it came from. And
Yeah,
nobody has any
no
idea
one knows
where the shit this thing came from. So like,
I guess
it's just like.
I guess you could, man, take a crazy guess and be like, if there's even like a higher being
theories.
out there.
Just all just theorizing, really.
Like, if there was just like some crazy, like, I don't know, I can't think of the right word, but like some like almighty being, you know, like in space that like rules over all, like, it's like fucking orcs. He makes orcs his bitch, you know, and he's like, all right, well, I made the universe, or like, or even if he just said, I'm gonna take control of the universe. Not even that, he's like made it, you know, not like a god figure, but like an overruler, I guess, you know. And so he was like, I'm just gonna make the Traveler and the darkness, and it'll like should balance things out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy though.
Or if he was just like, I'll make the Traveler and the darkness, and I'll let them hash it out. Whoever wins gets control.
Oh jeez.
I'm getting so into it right now. That's pretty crazy.
I know, you're getting. This is crazy. We could just turn this into a war team.
Yeah. My name is Bife. Oh man, dude.
No evidence. Yeah, it's all just crazy to think about.
It's really hard to think about though.
Yep.
Man, that's a good question though. I feel like it's super hard to answer that question though.
I mean, how do you like? There's no proof. Though.
There's really like no answer to it.
Yeah,
I mean, we can sit here and theorize, you know, and create theories and make up some stuff, you know. But I mean, there's like nobody knows, you know. Unless there's like some secret book at Bungie, where like they have like all these like crazy records of like how they already know. They have like you know.
I'm pretty sure the people who made the game. Yeah, I would go on a limb and say I bet you
they don't know.
Like Bungie, people at Bungie who don't even know where the
I
fuck
agree.
the Traveler came
I
from.
bet Luke Smith has no fucking clue. No clue.
No idea where the fuck the Traveler came from.
No, I would doubt it. I don't think he would know.
No.
But that is a really good. I don't know. That's a man. That question blows my mind. I would like to know though.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. That could be like a Destiny 3 plot, maybe, if we get to that point. But oh yeah, let's. Yeah, we need to fix. Yeah, that's definite thing. But all right, I guess we'll go ahead and move on though to the next topic. All right. So we got the best games and our favorites and opinions. And so I guess I'll go ahead and ask, what is your favorite game and why? It doesn't have to be like the best game you think you've ever played, but it's like your favorite game.
My favorite game. I mean, like when I originally was thinking about this question, like I just had to go like with Destiny 1 because like I've never put so much time into a game and like enjoyed the game as much as I did Destiny 1. But like thinking about like my favorite game, like honestly goes back to like the Halos, like the original Bungie. Like, God, I mean, I just enjoyed those story missions. Like, the story got you through. Like,
Halo 3 blew my mind.
I know, like it was insane.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I remember back when I was a trader and I had an Xbox 360. I'm just playing, but I got Halo 3 because I'd seen the trailer, and you know, I don't know if anybody remembers that trailer, but it was the coolest thing ever when I was a kid. And it shows he talks to Cortana for like half a second, and then he looks up and there's that missile coming down at him, and he looks at his hand and he pops the buffalo shield on the ground, and it is the coolest thing ever. then he gets up, runs, and like jumps into a bunch of brutes off the cliff, off this little ledge, and that was it.
Yeah, that was
That
the
was
live
it.
action, was it?
Yeah.
Was that the God? That live action trailer was just insane.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
my God.
And I just remember watching that, and I was like,
fighting
yeah,
the Covenant, and it looks so good. Like, you can't believe it came out like 10 years ago, over
Yeah.
10 years ago. Like, that's just
And,
insane how.
I mean, I'm about to say like a massive fucking spoiler for Halo 3, but I think that one reason why I love that game is like, I think like that's one of the first story games I ever played where I like got super attached. And like there's like that one part, I mean it's pretty fucking monumental, and if you don't know the scene, well then you should just fucking give up. But it's where at the end of Halo 3, you know, you drive that fucking Jeep off, like you drive it like over the gap, and the Master Chief looks at the Arbiter like the last time, and they both like kind of nod or give each other a look, and they go separate ways. And I was just like, holy shit, that was insane, because they like fucking hated each other at first.
I know.
And then also, I just want to say that fucking Halo 3 had it right when it came to co-op. Goodness. If there was co-op, the player 2 got to play as the Arbiter. Holy shit, that's insane.
I know.
I remember when I figured that out.
You're talking like all this good shit about Halo 3, so is that your favorite game too?
I don't know. I wouldn't say my favorite, but I definitely like really like kickstarted me loving video games for sure.
No.
I've always loved them, but that was just like a main one. And I think that like I don't know. Because I remember when I figured out that you could. I knew you could play co-op, but I didn't know that. I thought you might just play as like a Marine soldier, you know. And I remember my friend came over and we were playing, and I was like, well, I'm obviously first player. It's my Xbox. It's my game. I'm going to play first player. That's like house rules. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And when he got on, he was like, oh, I'm the Arbiter. I was like, switch me fucking controllers. I was like, I want to play as the Arbiter. And any time I play that game and there was two people, I always played as the Arbiter. Every time. I just thought he was such a cool character.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, you had nobody like that in this game.
no.
I mean, you had like the Vanguard and everybody, but that would be so cool to just have like, you know, a sidekick type.
God.
Idea. But I mean, like, you have your fire team.
You have like your Ghost, and your Ghost is like your buddy.
Yeah.
But like,
that's like Cortana though.
yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't call it a like, I don't know. I don't want to say not a sidekick, because he helps you like open doors and all, you know, he does a lot for you, I guess. But it'd be cool to have someone that like fought alongside of you, like an NPC. That would be really cool. Like, even if it's just like an animal, I would still love that. Like the fucking Space Tiger. Where the fuck is our Space Tiger, Bungie?
Space Tiger.
Dude, I'll never get over that. I want that Space Tiger. But, oh man, I don't know. But I guess if I had to say my favorite game, I don't know. It's definitely up there. I would say, I feel like I have to go Destiny.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like when it originally came to my mind.
Yeah. But I feel like I have to give major credit to like the Walking Dead Telltale game, like season 1, because like I don't know. There's something about that game that like fucking changed me, because it was just so good. And that was like the first video game I ever like really like fucking like got emotional about, because it just fucking grabbed you and it like held on the entire time. They're good.
So good.
They're good to watch. Like to play them is okay.
Yeah, good to watch. Yeah, that's what I like to do. I love to watch them.
Like if you're playing it, and I mean I know I've played a bunch. It's fun. I mean it's fun. You get to kind of play along with them. It's like a movie that you're playing with.
Yeah.
And it's fun. But it's cool to just like get to the end, like a movie. And it is cool though, because every episode it like kind of comes to like a kind of like an ending. And I think with the Walking Dead Telltale game, I never played a Telltale game before that, and like every character in that game was just had a great personality or something so specific about them. And I remember I got that game for Christmas one year, and because the show had just come out, like the actual TV show, and it was like we were probably in like the second season, of the show, maybe going into the third, and they released that game, and I was like, oh shit, and like that game, I bet that game's based off the show, which it's not at all.
Yeah.
And so my mom and dad knew I watched the show, and so for Christmas they bought me that game. I didn't even want it. And so I got the game, and they were like, oh, we know you like the show, so we bought you the game. And I was like, oh, okay, this is fucking awesome. And I got it, and I was like, doesn't relate at all. They do have like some guest stars though on that first season. They have Glenn. Glenn's in there for a little bit. I don't know if you've seen the show a bit or any of it.
No, I've been wanting to get into it, but I don't know. I watched it and like I just haven't been able to like get the time to just go through the whole thing.
I mean, I don't really feel like this is a spoiler because it's in like the first fucking episode.
Yeah.
But
I've seen the first like season or so.
yeah, but in the first season, like there's the main character is Rick. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And the first person he meets is Glenn. And he meets him in Atlanta, and Glenn kind of helps him get out of it. I mean, and you see Glenn in the game. You're with Glenn for a small bit, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna head to Atlanta. So it kind of relates to the story a little bit, like in kind of a way. But there is a part that in the game, and I'm gonna be saying some spoilers, for anybody that's watching this now or in the future, but you do go to Herschel's farm at one point, and Herschel's not the same as he is in the show. In the show, he's a nice old man, but in the game, he's like an asshole, kind of. So, like, it kind of relates, it kind of doesn't, but overall, I mean, it's insane. It's such a great game. And I just remember, like, I remember it was I got it on Christmas, and I played a part of it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this doesn't relate. And I stopped playing it. I didn't even finish the first episode.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't even know if it was a year later. It might have been more. But I saw the game, and I was like, you know what? I never even beat this game. I got it. I was like, I might as well just play it. Just for fun. And I started playing, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is incredible. And I remember I played an episode each day. There was like 5 episodes. And I basically got done with it, and I was like, that was fucking crazy. And that shit just blew my mind. But of course, it's only 5 episodes. At most, it takes you 2 hours to complete one. Whereas in Destiny, I mean, I put fucking... You can't even measure the amount of time I put in my Titan in hours. Like, I think I put... And then there were times where I fell asleep with the game on. And there were times where I literally had fallen asleep, and I've literally woken up and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And people were like, hey, you're back, man. And I just feel like, you're kidding me. But
I've never been on that end, but I've been the person waiting for somebody that's fallen asleep.
Oh, okay.
It's painful.
Yeah, I've been there too. But I think like just on my Titan, I had like over 30 days. 30 days. Just on I think on my Warlock, which was surprisingly my first character, I had like 15 days. And then on my Hunter, I had like 20. So literally like over 2 months of my entire life. Just no breaks. 2 months period of my entire life went to like Destiny. That's a lot of fucking time.
I know, dude. It's like...
But I mean, I enjoyed every second of it. Like, I feel like when you tell people that, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun doing that.
Oh, yeah, man.
Especially with, like, golly, a lot of that time was in Taken King. 99% of it, probably.
Yeah, I would say a good like 80 to 90% of time spent for me was like Taken King.
There are times in Rise of Iron where I would just stop playing for a little while. Play something else, then get back into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But Taken King, I was into it 100% until start to finish. Oh, it was so awesome. Okay, then I guess my next question is, what's the best game you've ever played? Like maybe like wasn't your favorite, but you got done with it and you're like, I didn't like that much, but that was probably the best game I ever played.
So, like this question was tough because like
Yeah.
I don't know, like favorite and best, like that's.
I mean,
like,
I can go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
I would say definitely the best game I ever played was Final Fantasy VII. Just because like I know the impact of the game and like the whole PlayStation thing, how it switched to PlayStation, and it was such a big deal in the not just to me but in the world itself. And I mean, like you look on every fucking list of best RPGs of all time, best games of all time, and it's typically on every single one, if not number one. And like I remember playing it and I was just like, this is insane. I was like, this is so good. I mean, of course, to most people, like that would be their favorite game of all time, and it's definitely like a strong contender for my favorite game ever. But I guess just coming from Destiny, like replayability is such a big deal to me now. And of course, in those story games, there's like no replayability. You beat the game and it's like, okay, you're done. You want to play it again? Yeah.
Destiny just got me like hooked to where like I just need to play a game that I can just play all.
Continuing to play, yeah. And there's like no fucking games like that.
I know.
So, but I would definitely say that that's by far the best game I've ever played.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like, for like saying like the best game that I've ever played. Like I mean, it almost wants me like it wants. I want to bring it back to Halo again, just because like
yeah,
the campaign like it was
that's
just
insane.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I want to say Halo Reach like for the best game.
Yeah.
Because like
that's always what it is.
It was just like it had everything. I mean, it had like the like losing your player, like losing your like characters that you've like developing characters that like that meant so much to the game, and like having like a good story, like gameplay mechanics were great, like not so much for like the whatever they added those like weird abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
They're great, but I mean, in terms of like quality wise, dude, the Reach campaign just like.
Yeah, I mean, I know whenever I talk about this with people, everybody says, it's. I mean, there are some people that love Halo 2 a lot.
Yeah,
but in my opinion, I think it really comes down to Halo 3 and Halo Reach for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those games are absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I don't know. Like when I think of Halo 3, I think of just starting the game, like the beginning, when you land. And the Arbiter is invisible, and he spots him, and he puts that gun up, in his, to his chin, and it goes in his mouth. And oh man, and then I just remember that first mission so well, because I played that game over and over again.
Yep, I beat it all on Legendary.
Whew. I don't know if I ever did that, but
tough, dude. God, it's tough.
Man, I miss playing those games. Man.
I know.
I wasn't a fan of the Xbox 360, but the games that came out for it were just fucking.
Yeah.
There were some fucking good ones. Man. But I guess we'll go to the next question. Favorite game played with others. So it's like a game like you played with co-op. I guess I would say let's try to exclude Destiny from this one, because I mean it's obviously Destiny. If you just meant like online with others, I mean I think that just takes the fucking cake. So I guess like maybe besides Destiny. And it could be co-op too.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called Battle Block Theater. It's a pretty old game. It came out on the 360, and they don't have it. It came out backwards compatible for the Xbox
Yeah.
One, but I believe it's on PlayStation 2. But I don't know, it was just like this game that like seemed kind of lame, but like when you played with other people, it was just like the best thing ever. Like they had these like cool little custom games. Like it had a story to it. The story wasn't like all great, but it had these cool custom games where like you could just play. You've seen the game Little Big Planet, right?
Yeah.
Like you've heard of that. Yeah, we talked about trying to get it once. Yeah, but it was kind of like that. Like you're like this little character or whatever, and like you can get little like you play stuff and you unlock stuff and you get little faces. Like you change like the way you look and stuff. And like it was just such a fun game. Like on 360 days, I played that like all the time. Like I got all my friends into it. And it was just this hilarious little like indie game that you could play. And it was just, oh man, it was so much fun. I kind of miss like games like that.
Yeah, I agree, dude. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
I think,
awesome game.
I don't know if it's my favorite. I feel like there's a lot of good ones. But I think that one, I feel like I have to give so much credit to is Super Smash Bros.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, I've played that
That's
game
the game. Yeah,
since
that's
day
the
one.
best game ever, yeah.
I mean, I
Dude,
had
my roommate
it.
still play today. Like,
I mean, I have it on the. I mean, I have like. There's at one point where I thought I was gonna get rid of my Nintendo 64, and I realized I still had the original Smash Bros for the Nintendo 64. And I was like, I can't get rid of it.
yeah,
And I mean, that game is okay. Like, I mean, that game's good, but it's not like, Melee or anything like that.
yeah. That's so
Melee
pissed at my mom when she got rid of my
for
Nintendo.
yeah, Melee for the GameCube. Oh God, that game is insane.
Yeah.
That game blew my fucking mind. I always played as Roy. I don't know if you remember that character.
Oh, what?
He was a Fire Emblem character. He was kind of like a one-time deal. And he was kind of like like in Brawl, there was like Ike and like Ike was a new character. And then
What? Okay, describe Roy as like a character.
Roy he had a sword and he had red hair.
Red hair.
He kind of was like a younger kid.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a
Hey, man, I was
Ness.
just playing it the
Like,
other day, and I can't.
which one were you playing?
Melee. Just Super Smash Brothers Melee
Yeah. Yeah, he's in there.
on the GameCube.
Yeah, he is. I always played as him. I always thought he was so cool. And they got rid of him in Brawl, and then they brought in Ike, which was like a new Fire Emblem character.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ike's cool, but he's just not Roy to me.
Yeah.
But I guess I feel like we've mentioned it a bagillion times now. But I guess when a favorite game played with others, I mean, fucking Halo 3 fucking takes me back. It's so good. And
I mean,
I guess
that's why we love Destiny. I mean,
yeah,
like, it's
that's
like Halo,
definitely
but with,
why.
like, the replayability.
Absolutely.
Like,
And
the gun feels just like Halo. I mean, that's what I loved. I love the gun feel of Halo. But,
yeah. But I feel like one of the best games I ever played with somebody was I actually played with Sam. I don't think I played the full game with Sam. Like, I think we kind of all traded off. But it was Gears of War 2. And holy shit, man. That game is fucking insanely good.
yeah.
And like, I remember like when I was a kid, I was always like, I was the kid that you did not bring to Walmart or GameStop because it would take me 10 years to decide what I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And so sometimes my grandpa would take me and my cousins and he'd let us like pick out one thing and that was it. And typically it couldn't be like very expensive. And so one day we went to Walmart and there was Halo 3 and there was Gears of War 2. And I was like, well, I gotta have one of them, you know.
Yeah.
But I was a kid and he didn't understand the M rating, you know. So we could get past it with him. And so I was just like, golly, I don't know, man. And we sat there for probably like 2 hours. Eventually, my grandpa looked at me and he goes, "We're getting both." He goes, "We're getting out of here," because he was so like he was so done.
2 hours?
Dude, I could not decide. I probably just sat on my phone and watched both trailers for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
And I was so bad at it, man. I was so literally they would like hide it from me sometimes. They'd be like, "All right, we're just going to the grocery store," like, because they wouldn't be out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so,
That's crazy.
like, I got Halo 3 and Gears of War 2, and of course I fucking played Halo 3 first. My goodness,
Yeah.
fucking Master Chief, man. But I remember, like, I eventually played Gears of War 2, and I was like, holy shit, this game is rated M for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking ripping through people with chainsaws. But that game was so good. When Gears of War 3 came out, I played it too. Oh man, those games were a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I played the third one. Was the only Gears of War I played.
Yeah, it was really good. I don't know if it was better than 2, but I think it was really good. I just don't think it was as hard.
Yeah.
Gears of War 2 is fucking hard. Also, fucking major spoiler. I think one of the only times I've ever cried during a video game was Gears of War 3. I think I might have shed a tear.
Well,
Because when Dom dies, I don't know if you remember. He's your best friend. He's your best friend through 1, 2, and in 3, and his like wife dies in 2. And so in 3 he's like super depressed the entire time.
yeah.
And then in 3 he sacrifices himself to like save your entire team. And it plays like all around me are familiar faces. You know that meme?
Yeah.
But it's not in meme form. It's like the actual
it's a
song.
actual song. Oh
And it's
my
like
God.
the actual sad song where that meme came from.
jeez.
And it is unbelievably sad.
Yeah.
And like it has like the whole like thing set up. Like he's like, "Dom, no!" And it's just like, pfft. And it's just like, and then it plays the song where everything's like blowing up. Oh man, dude.
I can't think. I'm trying to think if I've like ever like cried for like a video game. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I want to say that I did cry during Halo Reach.
Yeah.
Neil. I think
Yeah.
Neil's death is the
I
one
can see
got
that.
to me the most. Yeah, but I don't know. I can't say that I did. I mean, I can't remember. Man.
I don't know. I don't know if I cried it anymore though. I feel like that's a question that should have been on here. Is that we cried
Yeah.
during a video game? But I don't think so.
Honestly, couldn't-
I think I might have been. I don't know. I might have cried at the end of The Walking Dead season 1. I might have cried. So you know what happens at the end of the game? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I need to watch it.
I definitely got teared up, no doubt about it. But I don't know if I like cried. There's very few things I've like fucking cried. You know what I mean? Like I actually cried. Like just seeing something on a game, on TV. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that Final Fantasy 15 got me a little bit. It got me.
Yeah.
It got me good at the end. But like I may have like shed a tear. But I didn't like, you know, shed a bunch of tears. I don't know though. Not that I can remember.
Yeah. So I mean,
Also, just a quick fucking little extra, just a small topic. I don't know if you've seen it yet. You know, Overwatch, they released their little shorts.
yes, I was in the middle of watching it yesterday, and
Dude.
I totally forgot to finish it.
That
Oh,
Reinhardt short is one of the coolest things I've ever watched in my life.
I need to watch that. Damn it!
Sam
I was
texted
in
me,
the middle of watching it yesterday.
and he said, dude,
God,
he goes, I wouldn't even call it a short, man. He was just like,
yeah,
this
it's
is like,
7 minutes.
he said, this is incredible.
Oh man.
And I watched it, and
Yeah,
I
I
thought it was just gonna be like Like that short with Widowmaker and Reaper versus like Winston and Tracer, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's just like what, maybe 3 minutes, maybe, and it's like pretty good. It's entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
But that Reinhardt short, oh my god, I just like couldn't believe it. I was watching.
Spoilers.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. I won't spoil it.
God, I need to watch it.
But I was so impressed. I was just like, I can't believe they did that. Like they went, oh, it's insane. It's so good. But, oh man, Overwatch fucking Blizzard knows what's up, man.
Yeah.
They're good with those cinematics.
Like Bungie's got live action trailers.
I wish they would have kept the same fucking Guardians from the live action trailers from D1 though.
Yeah.
There was the guy Titan, the guy Hunter, and then there was the girl, and she was the Warlock. And the Hunter guy was so funny. He was hysterical.
Yeah.
And that's how he was in every trailer. And then they switched it up though. But I guess the I Like Puppies guy is pretty funny too. But
And those are the Titans.
yeah, they just they get a hard on for their Titans. It's fucking ridiculous. If anybody, I've always loved the Hunter, and I really wanted to be a Hunter when D2 came out. But Jesus Christ, man, it shows the Hunter some love. My goodness.
I mean, dude, honestly, with this like invis stuff, dude, it's pretty fucking good, man.
It's not bad. I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like it doesn't make the world of a difference, but I do think it makes just enough. I feel like your reaction time is just slowed, probably by like an entire second.
Yeah.
If someone's invisible coming at you, because it's just like they're not with their team, you know.
Mhm.
There's always like that extra second of realization, you know. When you see him come around the corner, you're like, oh, he's invisible. Then you shoot. Instead of just
But
waiting.
It's the aim assist. The thing is the aim assist on,
Yeah.
like I'll see him, but I can't hit him to save my life, dude.
Dude, yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
It's thrown off everywhere.
And I feel like they're a lot more invisible than they were in D1.
Yeah.
But I guess we're about to hit the final topic and hit some shit on this one.
Oh god.
Destiny 1. And I think this is my favorite question by far. Do you think Destiny 1 is better than Destiny 2?
Oh god. Oh the colors. At the stage we're at right now, I'm gonna say Destiny 1 is better than Destiny 2.
I agree. I think it's definitely better. I think if you could compare Destiny 2 to any part of Destiny 1, I think Taken King blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
I think Taken
I just
King.
really hope that they come to this realization.
Yeah.
Step it up. Like I think this game has so much potential. So much potential.
Yeah.
But I just think at the stage that we're at right now, I'd say I want to play this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that. I don't know. Like, I think that we take it step by step. I think that, like, if we're just comparing things, I would say that, like, sniping in Destiny 1 was a huge deal. And it was like,
Sniping this game anymore.
and it was just like, there was a level of, like, respect that you had for someone that could snipe. Because it was hard. It wasn't something you did and then you just did it and it was easy. Like how it is in D2.
Well, it's coming to like the later meta towards the end. I would
Okay.
disagree, but
Yeah, when they brought the icebreaker in, I would say that.
Destiny 1, yes, for sure.
I would say, yeah, I definitely
still
agree.
high reward,
Yeah, I definitely agree.
but
But I think that, like, you know, in Destiny 2, they're like, snipers suck. You know, they absolutely suck. And I feel like the skill gap is so low, you know. Like, I feel like everyone's like, oh, well, auto rifles are great. Pick one up, you get a Euro's gift, and you're almost a god, you know.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes you better is if you can just land consistent headshots, and that is absolutely it. And I feel like when it comes down to sniping, though, like, there's just, like, it definitely needs to be changed in D2. Absolutely. I think it's unbelievably ridiculous that when you move your scope to left and right, your dot in the middle sways. It makes an up and down motion, like a wave almost.
Hold your breath though. Where's that holding your breath?
Dude, if I had that, I would fucking use it. But I just think that's ridiculous. I mean, we're gonna fucking put that into the game, but we're not gonna like I feel like we're getting way too detailed with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just on another level. Like, what is it? What is it called? Bullet drop. That's a main thing in most like Call of Duty games and Battlefield. You know what I mean? You shoot, you're sniping all across map. You fucking aim that bitch way higher.
Yeah.
And you get the headshot. If we're gonna be doing stuff like making the fucking scope sway, you know,
yeah,
trying to make it as realistic as possible, then fucking grow a pair and let's fucking get as real as it gets.
I know.
But then you have stuff like fusion rifles that are fucking godly.
Yeah.
That you only need like, dude, there was this guy hit me with like maybe 3 out of the bursts. Fucking one-shotted me. And I was just like, that's insane.
Oh, man, I've killed multiple people. I've killed 2 people with 1 shot.
Exactly.
Times.
I just think
like,
that
it's insane. I should not be able to do that.
it's like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say like, well, fusion rifles are just way too much, or way too better than snipers. I mean, they are. I feel like that's not like the fusion rifle's fault, you know? I feel like snipers just need to be fucking buffed. It's fucking power ammo. And it's hard to get in the first place. I just say fucking throw that aim assist to the fucking sky.
It already is. I mean, the aim assist I don't think is the problem.
No, I don't think it's the problem.
It's like,
I just think that it doesn't feel like power ammo.
yeah.
Like, I'm not,
That's the thing.
like, I mean, everything else though is like to the sky. Like fusion rifles, they're way better than MD1. Shotguns are way better than they were in year 3.
It's just not gonna work having a sniper in the same class as, like, as a rocket.
A rocket launcher, yeah.
Yeah, or the fusions. I just think that they need to bring everything else down.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, like, snipers are just not, like, I don't want a sniper when I can have a fusion, or a shotgun,
yeah,
or a rocket. Like, it just doesn't seem like there's no
they're definitely like
how much skill you need to use it for.
Like, I can maybe understand, I mean, if they brought fusion rifles down, having it in the same class as the sniper.
Yeah.
But having a rocket and a sniper in the same class is like a big flaw. Especially in this game mode where everyone's right next to each other. I mean, the skill gap is just fucking demolished at that point. I mean, you have some people, that like, you have like Sir Demetrius, you have like Hush, who are taking the power ammo, who are using snipers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you have noobs that just have never played Destiny 1, who have a rare rocket launcher equipped, and are just getting power ammo and just fucking shooting it and getting triple kills. Which is 3/4 of the fucking team. If you did that in D1, it was a fucking clip, and you clipped that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you get one snipe in Destiny 2, like, whether you say it or not, it goes through your mind, should I clip this or not? Because it's not going to happen again for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a definite problem with just sniping in general. I mean, that's just one thing, too. And there's also just something about it, I guess. Um, and definitely when you get like, I get it, it'll be like the Nolan and Beyond.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like that gun was so unique and just like so on point, and you had to fucking work, you know.
Mm.
And I remember at the beginning of year 2, everyone was like, this gun fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Don't ever use this gun. Everyone was like, I remember when I got the game and I saw that gun, the very first day I was like, I want that gun. I was like, I gotta get that gun. And everyone was like, dude, that gun sucks. Even Sam, he's like, you don't want that gun, man. You need to go for a gun like the Red Death, because that's where it's at. Which ended up not being eventually. But
I mean, yeah, you mastered that gun, and then whenever it became,
it took skill.
Dropped it.
Yeah.
But like that gun used to be like the meta, like when early Rise of Iron. And,
yeah.
Where you just wouldn't use it.
Like
what happened?
Like, I mean, it really came down to it. Like, I mean, all year 2. Like when I finally got it, probably like halfway through year 2, if not farther down the line. That's just what I used constantly. It did not matter if we were on fucking Anomaly. That was the gun I was using.
Yeah.
It did not matter. I didn't change my loadout for nothing. And it wasn't like I just fucking got an auto rifle and became a god with it. Like, I fucking had to get good with that gun. Like, there was such a skill gap, you know.
Yeah.
And it took me months to just get like, I mean, I've gotten so many 5 pieces and 4 mans with that gun. It was incredible. And it took a long time to be able to do that. Just know the gun, know how it's going to recoil. And still, sometimes that gun would misfire.
Yeah.
And I guess when Rise of Iron came out, like, now there were some times where I'd go into trials and I would still use a Nolan. And still do good with it, but the fucking Icebreaker was just on another level at sometimes. Just because, you know, you also had your, like, fucking, I don't know, like, with the Nolan, you know, you've got the Nolan and, like, a sidearm, or the Wormwood is what I would use in year 3. Oh, DJ Anime, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Or the podcast, I should say. But with the Nolan, I guess I'll just take it because, you know, in year in year 2, I guess I'll start with year 2. With the Nolan, I mean, I could fucking run the Nolan and Party Crasher all day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a fucking dream, man. It was so much fun. And then I would also, and then I mean, like, I didn't realize how great sniping and hand cannons were for the longest time. I jumped on that boat way too late.
I was the same way.
But I met this guy and his name was Dandy, and he would use the last word in the longbow, and it was just awesome. And that's when I realized, I was like, I gotta get good at sniping.
Yeah.
And but I guess when it like came down into year 3 though, I used a lot of the Nolan and Wormwood. And
see, that's whenever you started dropping off, I thought, or like when I started playing with you.
Yeah.
Stopped using the Nolan whenever it was like the meta.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
well, it was just
and you were,
that.
like, switching between guns. And
yeah,
and
I mean,
and
it was.
Like, you're like a guy with the Nolan. Like, why aren't you?
It definitely came back to just because I always just like, I don't know, like I always like prided myself on being different in the game, because like back when I played with the Nolan, everybody knew me as the guy who played with the Nolan. You know, in my group on PlayStation, everyone would be like, oh man, Dandy, dude, he's the god with the last word, you know. Oh, ISO, dude, his longbow is like the shit. And you have DJ, who's like the fucking god with the Nolan, you know. And I'm not trying to like boast or whatever, you know, brag. But I mean, that's what they would say, and it would just like, it was such like a it was like a confidence booster, I guess you could say. And
Yeah.
like that's what I would always use that gun, because I just like I did not want to disappoint people, because there would literally be people that I did not know that would join our game, and people would be like, all right, Brett, are you using the Nolan? I'd be like, I guess so. They're like, dude, you gotta watch Brett with the Nolan, like this is gonna be crazy. And I was like, shit. And I would do really good, and it would just like kind of just get around. And so I guess when it just came down to year 3 and everybody started using the Nolan, like I don't know, it wasn't the same. I mean, I'll always love that gun, and it'll always be probably my favorite gun. It was just that like you weren't looked as like I don't know. I feel like it just got way too bad of a rep, because people were like, that gun takes no skill now,
Yeah,
which it still did.
Yeah, because the flinch.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
I
think,
agree.
Like, it definitely didn't take like as much skill. Like
Yeah, and it got, and once everybody started complaining, it definitely made me try other things. And I feel like that's when I kind of staggered off of it, though. And then I would definitely say I kind of got back on it a little bit once they nerfed it.
Yeah.
Because they nerfed the flinch, and that's when the icebreaker really started to reign supreme. And then everyone was like, well, the Nolan sucks now. Just use the icebreaker. And that's when I was like, oh, okay. It's time to get back on the Nolan then. And I never used it as much.
Yeah.
But I definitely would use it in trials, and definitely beat people with icebreakers, I would probably say, the majority of the time. But then, it comes down to it, and the Wormwood is great. It was a great gun. But, I mean, it was no fucking God Roll Isoluna or Palindrome. So, I mean, you kind of had to switch it up, because the Palindrome was just such a great gun in general that it almost became to the point where you were handicapping yourself if you weren't using it. So if you use Icebreaker and Pally, I mean, it was like fucking great. So I would say that's definitely where I started to drop off with the Nolan. But you were a fucking god with the Icebreaker.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's because I was the meta. I mean,
yeah. But like you were, I mean, there's a difference though. I feel like there's a difference though, because I've seen clips with the Nolan, and it's like the camping clips, where you watch and it just like shoots, and that's it. But then you got people, I'm not trying to say like just me, but like Sir Demetrius and people like that, and where like I get no scopes with the Nolan all day long, point blank, Yeah. And I feel like that's where like that gun really shined. And I feel like that's kind of what you did with the Icebreaker. I mean, no scopes for the Icebreaker were not like the hardest thing to do. But I mean, there were times where I'd like in your montage, where you get like a fucking 3-piece in fucking trials off fucking res.
Yeah.
A res snipe with any sniper is fucking great.
It's pretty.
It takes skill, and it's not like the skill of landing it; it's the skill of like the pressure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would definitely say, I mean, you were probably the best person I ever saw with the Icebreaker. I mean, I was decent with it. I mean, I was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was never.
I wasn't. And I didn't even start sniping till the Icebreaker was a meta, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
I never picked up a sniper. I mean, like I would, but I would never bring it into Crucible.
Yeah, but you've always been like a very good player in general.
Yeah, that's what, like I was always playing the meta. That's why I just wouldn't. When I'd find a gun that was good, I'd just keep using it till it wasn't anymore.
And it took us a while to get you that Icebreaker. It was a tough journey.
Yeah, on PlayStation, yeah, I did. Yeah. That's why I was like, man, I am not stepping foot in Crucible till I get my Icebreaker.
We didn't very much, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and I love talking about this, but there was like one point where I'll never forget it, because it literally just like, I feel like that's when the game really like fell apart. Destiny 1 was obviously the death of special ammo. And I'll never forget it because everyone kind of knew it had happened, you know. They had showed it, like, everyone knew that this was the deal, you know. And one day, you know Isolated Outbreak, or ISO.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've been playing with him for like years. He's a really great friend. And he hadn't played in a long time. And he got back on because he heard there was an update. And so he was like, he talked to me and Sam, and he's like, "You guys want to like play some trials?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" I was like, "Gonna play with ISO again?" I was like, "That's awesome." And golly, dude, I felt so fucking bad. He came because ISO, he's had that God roll longbow since like beginning of year 2.
Yeah.
And he came in there with that longbow, and he did not know that they took away special ammo.
Oh, man.
And so he got in there, and we spawned in that second round, and he went, "Where the fuck did my special ammo go?" And I just went, "Oh no." And I was like, "Dude, they took it out." And then he got fucking creamed by sidearms. And he was like, "What the fuck has happened?" I was like, "I'm sorry, man." I hated the sidearm meta. I thought it was really bad. And I think it is kind of bad at D2. With the Last Hope. Not as bad as Destiny 1. I don't know if I'd take it that far. But, I will say that I had a hell of a time with the Drake's Promise. That gun was...
That was a very underrated gun.
It really was.
Really well with it.
There was so many times, like, whenever it had just came out, the sidearm meta was really good. You could hold so many bullets in that gun, because at the beginning, remember, they forgot to take special ammo away from sidearms. So you could just build that ammo. And, I mean, the clip, typically a clip is like, what, like 15 or something like that?
Yeah.
But I think a clip with the Drake was like 28 or 25.
Holy shit.
So... basically you're giving away your exotic slot. But it was so good. And I remember like that trials run. I remember like the first like maybe week or 2 or maybe 3, I was fucking 3-manning people with that gun. And I got a lot of great clips. And then the Wormwood came out and it just fucking reigned supreme. But that's like another reason why I think Destiny 1 was better than D2. It's because the plays, man. The plays were so real. It was like, you see like,
More skill to play.
I see 3-mans in D2 all the time.
Yeah.
I did it today, multiple times. But if you did like a 3-man in D1, it was something special.
The assist, though.
Yeah.
If they took out that assist, I mean, you wouldn't get 3. You wouldn't. I mean,
Yeah. It definitely wouldn't be as, yeah. I mean, there was just like, it was like you could get a 6-man, a fucking 6-man. If you got a Slayer, you're even still a god, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you did not see, like, any pro player in D1 put out a montage without, like, a Slayer in it. They would not do it. And every other clip had to be a breaker, or like a crazy clip. And now, I mean, the breaker is as much as you can fucking do. Like, I don't mind that, you know. But I feel like there should be a 6v6 game mode.
Yeah, there should be.
I feel like that would bring a lot more life to the game. But not as much life as we would get from a fucking playlist system. I think that's my main one. So I can just play Clash and not fucking Supremacy.
You can't see Eagle on Trials Report anymore.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Also, I think Trials of the 9 is a fucking major letdown, in my opinion.
I mean, it's just part of the end game.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it sucks. I mean, I feel like that's like kind of blunt, but I really think it just sucks. I think that the Lighthouse was so special. You know, it took 9 wins, and you got there, and it wasn't like you got there and you said, "Hey, dude, what's up?" and he was like, well, here's your reward, and that's it. You fucking could explore. It was like an open space, little tiny things to see. And I mean, it's an open space too on Trials of the Nine, but not really, you know. Like, and Trials of Osiris, you go down in that little bunker, you know, and see that little bed where he slept, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and everything has so much detail.
Hey man, the lighthouse is coming back. I mean, as a social space.
I mean, you're not wrong. If they brought Trials of Osiris back, holy shit.
Holy shit.
No one would play Trials of the Nine. No one.
I'm hoping, dude. I'm hoping there's something that makes me say, holy shit.
Because I don't think Trials of the Nine is competitive enough. I don't think it cuts the bill. I mean, I feel like it's ridiculous to say that. I feel like it's ridiculous to assume we're going to get something else like that. But I feel like there's no way that we're going to have that system for 3 years. I mean, can you imagine that? That just would suck.
I mean, that's the first point they say on that FOB is new systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits. So
You think they may change it up?
They finally realize that they fucked up and they want to get the people who actually care about the game like a reason.
That was their, like, I feel like when it came to D1, I feel like a lot of content after or into Taken King was like, or I don't know, I don't know. I guess let me reword it. I would say, I feel like at the beginning of Taken King, that was for hardcore players. Like everything after that was like really focused toward hardcore players. Like King's Fall was no fucking easy son of a bitch at first. It was hard. Trials was hard. Like everything was just.
Like I don't understand why they're like all about like, oh, we gotta pertain to the casual players. Like this makes no sense. Like adding something like that difficult in the end game gives a reason for people to play your game. So like you'd want those casuals to be like striving for something to get to. Like right now they'd have nothing to do that to. Like, oh, like
yeah,
I want to go flawless or whatever. But like there's just like, why would you want to go flawless when you get nothing for it? Or
yeah,
why would you want to go do the raid when there's no incentive to do it? Like
also I think
makes no sense.
yeah, I think a major problem is that I feel like I don't really think it relates to that. But it does in a way. It does. It makes people not want to play it. Is that, you know, if your clan does it, you get a little piece of it.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That's so dumb.
Like, and I mean, you're happy in the way that like, okay, well they get something, you know.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you didn't work for it.
Yeah. I do.
Like, I do think that there definitely needs to be ADEP stuff too.
Yeah.
They need to bring that back for sure. Because there was just a pride of having ADEP weapons. You know what I mean? Like year 2 it was
like,
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like year 2 was cool.
Like, oh, I want to get that. You know?
Yeah, it was like a black version. It was just a black version with like a little bit of yellow on it. But I will say, Rise of Iron got it right. Because the regular version was like this blue, yellow. It looked okay. You know. But the fucking was fucking shiny gold with like black on it.
The ornaments. Oh, the ornaments were great.
Were so good. And oh, it just like, you had a weapon, you were proud of it. Man. And I mean, like, no one gives a fuck about Trials weapons now. Absolutely no one. The only one that even gets used is the prosecutor, and that's like it, or the sniper. And that's it. I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good point. But like, you're not gonna run that over the Antiope.
None of the weapons are in the meta right now.
I also feel like what made D1 better than, or I feel like what made at least parts of D1 better than D2 is that, you know, you could really use whatever you wanted. like, you were definitely at a disadvantage, you know. Definitely. But you could definitely succeed with using whatever you want. There were times in year 2 or in year 3 where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use some random weapon. And I could do really, really good with it. It's because, like, just having the skill of it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I picked up the fucking Byronic Hero. Good God. That's like, might be the ugliest looking gun in the game.
Yeah.
And I picked it up. Let me remind you, I have not upgraded it. No perk is unlocked on the gun. And I think I went like maybe like 22 and like 3 or something like that. Just first time playing with it. And it's just like,
I miss those guns. And it's just
yeah.
the time to kill too was another reason. Like, just made
And
it so
yeah.
fun.
It was just, and now, like, and also, man, when you would escape from a gun battle, like, it was like, you had to get the fuck out of there. You had like a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Now, it shows your character walk around the corner, and then you die.
Yeah.
And at first, I thought that was just me. And I was like, maybe that's just me. And I see every content creator who makes a video, they're like, they're like, I don't know, it's like I can't think of the right word. Hit registration is off. It's definitely not good. It's like whenever, I don't know if you've ever seen, whenever you kill Winston while he does the jump, but his body just goes fucking flying. That's like what will happen to my character sometimes. Yeah, and I'm just like, that's so stupid. You know.
And I mean, it goes back to the whole thing of like everybody was like, they need dedicated servers like this, like in D1. That's what the problem was like without these dedicated servers. I mean, it's just so like glitchy and laggy and stuff. And they're like, oh, we've got our own problem. We've solved our own issue. Like we solved it. Like don't worry about it.
No.
And, like it's worse.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
PvP is definitely a step down. I feel like I liked the route they were going. The idea of like it seems like the route they were going was like more of like a competitive route for all of Crucible in general. They didn't even fucking do anything with it though. It's like they gave us like a fucking blueprint. Like, this will do. Like, I feel like there should.
Like the first thing at the Destiny 2 reveal of it, when the first thing they were talking about Crucible and Destiny 2 was that they were gonna make it a more competitive 4v4 like style.
Which is not.
There's no way this, like, you can't even say competitive in front of that. Like, that's just the way that they did it. Like, it just makes no sense. Like,
it's really not. I mean, if they had come up with like a ranked system, you have like a rank or like a tier, or as much as it would probably make me mad, but something like Overwatch, like where every season you would gain tier, that would fucking work. That's something to grind for. Every match you win, you gain a little bit up. Dude, that would be a big success. But I feel like Destiny 1 didn't need that. Because the 6v6 was just like, it had already so much going on in it. And team shots weren't nearly a big of a deal, because when did you ever, like, it was very rare. And even if you had a 6v6 team, that you all stay together at the same time. Like, everyone was off doing whatever they did. But now,
like, the only way, like, I just get pummeled. But if I try going to Crucible myself, I just get pummeled by 4-mans all the time.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, it's just no fun. Like, I can't go into Crucible without a team anymore. Just because, one, it matches you against, like, if you're going in solo, it'll match you against a 4-man like 80% of the time. Or a party, like, just about 100% of the time. So, like, it just makes it no fun. Getting pummeled by a group of teams while your teammates, like, somewhere doing whatever. Like,
also, and I know they said they were gonna fix it or do something about it, but like when people leave your game, I mean, you're fucked. Immediately, 25% of your team gone. And I know they said they're like gonna like make it like where they get like a penalty, you know. But in quick play, it's still the same.
Yeah.
It's still 4v4. If someone leaves your team, you're still screwed. And literally, I was playing today, and I was just realizing it every game. Whenever someone will leave, I mean, there'd be some games where I never even got another person. Where I literally play like 75% of the match with just 3 people. And then like maybe like when it's 80 to 20, we get another person. I'm like, thanks for nothing, you know? That didn't help me at all. And you literally just gave that person a loss. Just a really bad system. I think that they definitely need to open up the PvP side of things. And definitely like add, it's a lot to ask for. I think it would definitely solve the problem if they made some bigger maps and added 6v6 back. That's a lot to ask for.
Oh yeah, I just don't know if they're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a way. I mean, it's out of this world to ask from that. But I feel like that would solve the problem. That would really take down. That would really separate just casual PvP playing and this being competitive.
I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping that competitive, 4v4.
No, absolutely.
Quick play be like 6v6, you know?
Exactly. That's almost what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Well, we should probably get back to this before I ask the question.
Yeah, I guess we'll go to the next one.
I mean, we've been talking about most of them, like what they
Yeah.
read in D1 and what they read in D2.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll go with what's exotics would you want from D1 brought back to D2?
I mean, the exotics that they keep bringing back are just like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like, but I think if I were to choose an exotic that would come back from D1 into D2, I would want to say Last Word.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that back. That would be awesome.
I don't know. I don't know what I think the last one would be great.
Yeah.
That might be the best one because I think that would change the meta like crazy. I mean, if I had to if you just could say, if Bungie came up and they said any gun you want, like, I mean, I'd pick the Nolan. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and that would fuck the meta like crazy.
Oh god, dude.
That'd be crazy. Although if they didn't change snipers, it probably wouldn't be that bad. It'd probably just be a lot of people trying to snipe, and they'd probably just be fucking missing like crazy.
I want that to happen. I think that has like a 0.01% chance.
Like, to be honest though, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like that wouldn't be as bad as you would think. Because snipers, if they left it how snipers were, they would just fucking suck. You would just be having people trying to snipe you while you just ran up and shotgunned them or killed them. You know?
I don't know, man. I just feel like
it would probably
in the primary position would just demolish.
like I feel like there would be some players that would kill it. I mean I would probably kill it too. But like I feel like there'd be more potatoes than there would be like people being MLG, you know what I mean? Like, and especially if they brought the fucking flinch back and it was fucking Uriel's gift versus the Nolan, I mean, it wouldn't stand a chance. But I think that
bringing back the Nolan would just kill all the other snipers though too.
Absolutely. That's why it's a problem though. Yeah, I mean it's absolutely right.
Want it, like, it's just not gonna happen just because of that. I mean.
Yeah. Even though I feel like if it did come back, as ridiculous as this would be, they may just put it in the power slot. I think if they put it in the power slot and gave it, I don't know actually. That'd be really tough. Even I would be okay with it if they brought it back and put it in the power slot though. If that was like the minimum. If I asked them and they said, dude, it's not gonna happen, and I said, can you at least put it in the power slot? And they said, sure, I would take it. Just to be able to use that gun again.
So bad at PvE though.
I think a gun that I don't know. I feel like all the guns I want would be broken, But I feel like I might go with the invective too. Like,
Yeah.
and it had to be like the invective from like year 3, so I changed it because typically like it would regenerate like crazy in year 2. But I've realized in year 3 they slowed it down a lot, to where like it mostly would regenerate when you would get a kill.
Oh, the power animals. What if they brought it back in an energy weapon slot?
I would use that.
But it was like
Absolutely.
super slow regen, you know, so you would get like a shot back every, I don't know, like how it was in year 3, you know, where it was like super fucking slow. Like
It was pretty slow. If you were getting like if you were getting kills with it, it would regenerate decently faster. I feel like. At least that's what I thought.
I think that it would just be like, I mean, it couldn't go in the power slot because regenerating ammo, like, it's crazy.
That'd be insane.
Like,
Yeah, like, if it like I don't know. I feel like if it was in the power slot, it'd be too broken. Especially if it acted like a power weapon shotgun. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I can't think of one. I feel like I'm trying to think of like a good one to bring back. That would probably be like pretty balanced.
last one. I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I'm thinking of like a reasonable gun that I would want to see them bring back.
I mean, I would love to see the Hawkman. I would love to see the Hawkman. That would make my day.
This time to kill, dude. That would just be so good.
Yeah.
Having two, like, cause I mean, it takes like what 4 or 5 shots to kill somebody with a hand cannon now, anyways. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if like 2 of those were luck in the chamber. You could just be like, you could 3-tap somebody again.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh man.
Oh man. Getting hyped up.
Oh man.
But I don't know. I think if I had to pick an armor piece though, I don't know. Ugh. That's a pretty tough one.
Oh,
I'm trying to
I
think.
know. I want Bones of AO back. That's
Oh,
cool.
Bones of AO. That'd be pretty fucking cool. That'd be really good for the hunter.
They're not going to, because they already have one that improves like jump or whatever. But
No, but it's not. It doesn't give you an extra jump.
yeah,
It's
but
like the
I mean, that-
stompies,
this
and
is
it like gives you
clashing
double
with
jump.
something like-
I think they would do it. Because I mean, like the stompies, it just works on double jump. It doesn't work on any other jump. Whereas in Bones of AO, it would just give you.
Yeah, it gives you an extra jump on the triple jump, right?
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
Wait, are you talking about Bones of AO or stompies?
Oh, stompies.
No, it doesn't. It literally, it makes double jump better. That's it.
Oh, okay.
It makes your first jump is normal, but your second jump is way higher. It's where
That's just the one I would want to see back.
I think there's a decent chance of bringing that back.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I think if I had to have one back, I think I would go with the Obsidian Mine.
Yeah.
Just because it's so hard to get your fucking super. So if you got like a really good Nova Bomb off, you'd get like a large part of it back.
But they made that Ankara helmet made that like a shittier Obsidian Mine though. You know? So
What
I
is
don't
it?
know. Like that's one of the perks on it. It's you take less damage when you're using Nova Bomb, and your Nova Bomb kills grant you like more super energy.
Oh, okay.
But it's so low though. It's like
Yeah.
Like it basically they combined Ankara and Obsidian Mine together, but it's like
Yeah.
nobody uses it because like the super energy it gives you is like next to nothing.
Yeah. I forgot. I didn't even know I forgot they even added that in this game.
I know.
Oh, what's going on, Hisoka? Welcome, dude. We're talking about Destiny 1 is the topic right now, and is it better than D2? Basically every question we ask is going to come back to that question in a way, I feel like. But I don't know. I guess like if I had to bring back An exotic piece of armor? I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they already brought back like so many. I guess the Bones of AI would really be the only one back.
I mean, it really just depends. I mean, you have something like they're bringing the Graviton forfeit helmet back, you know. Which what the fuck's that gonna do? Every hunter already has Shade Step.
Oh, shit. That's true.
So I mean, like, you could really bring back any exotic and then change it completely because there's no, like, what is it gonna do? Give you an extra evade, maybe?
I mean, that's what they did with the car or not that. What is the
I don't even want to talk about it. Just
Yeah.
that is just a fucking
Like, they changed
disgrace,
those. Like when I saw those, I was like, no way, dude. 2 trip mines? Like,
Dude.
let's go. And then it was like,
dude. That's what I was gonna fucking run, man. I was so you told me those and I was like, oh my god,
yeah, I told you. I was like, dude, Brett, they're back.
dude. And I like
You're
got
like,
them and
"What?"
they were just garbage. I was just
Two
like, I
trip
couldn't
mines,
believe it.
dude. I was like, oh, man.
Man, dude, that sucks so bad. Oh man, it's just awful. I don't know though.
Yeah, you still don't know. Just can't think of it.
I don't know. That's a really hard question. I don't know. That question got me good. I don't know. I really loved a lot of exotics in D1. That's one thing D1 got right. Is exotics felt really special. In D2, they just really don't. Like there's guns
I mean,
like the
it's like
fucking
they-
tractor cannon that are like,
Yeah.
well done, sir. But
I mean, they have good ideas. Like I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
the
yeah, I
Tracer
agree.
helmets for
Yeah.
the Warlock, but I just feel like it doesn't do enough. Like it's like they nerfed these exotics that came in, you know?
yeah,
Like that auto rifle reloader for the Titan 2. Like imagine how good that could be. Like they're great exotics.
yeah,
Like, they
it
have
is really great
ideas, but
exotic. Actually, I forgot about that one.
Almost all the exotics they brought back are such great ideas,
And-
but they just don't do enough.
What's crazy about that exotic? It reloads your weapon as you fucking have it.
Yeah, as you have it.
So it's like as you're shooting it, it's fucking reloading.
And the Ophiuchus rigs? Oh my god, dude, those things are.
Yeah, I mean like, I just
you
don't
can
know.
get your entire super back. Use them
Yeah.
together, like that's great.
But
Like,
I don't really
think
know.
they're on the exotic.
yeah, they did okay.
Some of them are a little nerfed, like too much.
I feel like they did all right with the armor, but the weapons I feel like fell short.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They fell short pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, that armor question's pretty hard for me. I don't know. That's a tough one. Gosh. And I mean, I would say stuff like the helm of Saint 14, you know, but that doesn't even.
Not
I mean-
so specific, like
Yeah.
I don't know, cause like.
Like I don't know. It's
That
just.
might be one to bring back. I could totally see that one coming back.
Yeah.
Give a reason for people to use Ward of Dawn.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool. But I don't know. Either way.
I'm trying to think of more of the Warlock ones, and I can't think of much.
Honestly, one that would be really good. I feel like this might be my pick. What's the? You know, they might already fucking brought that back, and I just can't fucking remember. But there was a hunter helmet that gave Golden Gun a longer time on it.
Yeah, the Celestial Nighthawk.
No. That's one. That's just a
Oh,
one shot. Like, it extended the time, but like gave you increased zoom on it, and that's what people didn't like.
Oh, good lord, the Arcanine or whatever that.
Arachnid something. something like-
Arachnid, yeah, whatever. Why would you want that back?
I don't know. I could see that.
6-shooter?
The 6-shooter. I feel like that would be
Oh.
really helpful. Because
Oh yeah,
as great as the 3-shot is, which is what you should run, period.
yeah.
And especially in Crucible, if you can get the headshots too, I mean that's like a crazy amount of orbs for your team.
Yeah.
But the 6-shot, it's fucking gone by the time you even get a
Yeah.
kill with it.
Yeah, I don't even use, but I use the top 3, but I don't unlock 6-shooter.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that. And it's just like, that's
that.
obviously a flaw in the game if people are doing that.
I know. People do that for the Nova Bomb top subtree too. They don't want the Slova Bomb, so they just run the. They don't.
That's crazy.
They don't unlock Slova Bomb and just run it as a regular Nova.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, that's just, I don't know, I feel like that would be really helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess that's what I'll go with.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Also, I feel like if they hadn't already brought it back, I feel like this is what I would pick, but I feel like it doesn't really, like, apply anymore. I would definitely say, like, the chest of Loopy, or like the helmet, the helm of.
The only one they brought it back for.
Yeah, but I mean, if they were to bring it back though for like another character, and if they did do the respawn thing, you know, where like you gained, like the respawn time was like twice as fast, you know. I could. Yeah, but I could. Yeah, I could definitely see that like being super helpful. And it wouldn't be broken, you know? Because in Trials, I mean, like, you know, you only get, like, 1 or 2 res tokens, you know? So, I mean, it would only be useful, 1 or 2 times. I don't know. I don't know why they got fucking rid of that perk. But, we'll go ahead and go to one of the next questions. We'll go ahead and answer. Let me read it off though. I'm sure we've kind of already answered this, but I just want to read it. What they got right in D1 and not D2. Let's just do a quick one. So like, I guess just say like your biggest point.
Yeah, the one thing I would say would be random multi-rolls.
Yeah.
Like the one thing they got right. They got that right in D1, not in D2.
I guess I would say, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if I have to just say it, I would say sniping. I feel like sniping was something special. There was just something about it that you did it and it was great. And in D2, I mean, it is by far the worst thing. I mean, you might be able to argue that some grenade launchers are worse, but I would definitely say I see more kills with grenade launchers than snipers. But I just think that sniping was such a big part of D1, such a big part of the community, and they just shit all over it. So I guess that's what I'll go with, because that was just like a big deal for me in D1. And then we'll go ahead and go with what they got right in D2, but not in D1.
I would say like an immersive story. Like,
yeah.
They got that right in here in D2. I feel like the story's a lot better.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm actually doing something. Not Taken King was okay, but
King was like, I think a lot of this was kind of like from the Taken King. You know, I feel like they learned a lot from the Taken King. You know. But I guess I would say for mine, I mean, the story is the most obvious part that they got right in D2, you know. But I guess to have a different answer, I would definitely say, I would say listening to the lore. I feel like a lot of people wanted lore, you know, more lore, more this, more that, and I think it shows. I wouldn't say. I mean, from what we've seen so far, I would say we've seen a little bit, you know, of that. But I would say it really, really shines that we're getting to see Osiris. I feel like that's a thing that people thought we were never, ever going to get to see. So I feel like that's like, as much as I shit on Bungie for not listening, which I feel like they really should do more of. Because obviously meeting Osiris is not a casual player thing. You know, casual players don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
But
I feel like they're gonna introduce him. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they will. But I feel like meeting Osiris is more of something for hardcore people. that I feel like we're really going to enjoy. So I would say that's definitely something that they're getting right in D2 than in D1. So please bring back the Mysterious Stranger.
Please.
That's what I want. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
If they brought back the Stranger, I would say Destiny 2 is better than D1.
What?
No, I don't know if I'd go that far, but that would definitely make it an improvement.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What else is there? I think this is it. How would you compare Leviathan to the past raids, or like just in general? Like how's it as a raid? Like how would you compare it to others? How would you put it in a list? Just whatever.
Yeah, so in a list, I would say it's like tied with King's Fall for me. Like
yeah.
At like a perfect, without the glitches in it. Like I think Vogue's still the best for me.
Yeah.
But King's Fall and Leviathan are very tight. It's a very well made raid. The design.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a few glitches, but all in all, it's a great raid. There's no, other than the fact that there's no reason to do it, but the overall raid itself is great.
Yeah, obviously besides like the reward factor.
Yeah, besides the reward.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I'd say it falls tied with King's Fall for me.
I would definitely say and I think King's Fall will always be my favorite. Like I would say Vault of Glass is probably the best. But King's Fall will always be my favorite, just like sentimental wise, I guess. Just because I played the dog shit out of that raid and never got tired of it. Yeah, that's where I came in. Yeah. But I think Leviathan is a great raid. I think it's probably the third best raid. I would definitely say, if I had to say like the best to best, I would definitely say Vault of Glass is the best. Just because there's so much mystery behind it. Although I think King's Fall is close behind in my book. Just because I thought it was just so detailed and it was just like so team oriented, and it connected with the story, and it all flowed together, and you beat him at the end. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's worked, so, and it flows so well. But I think Vault of Glass is just a fucking masterpiece. I just think it's absolutely insane. But I would say Leviathan is definitely after King's Fall as number 3. I think it's very well done. You know, I think what makes it so good in my book is that it's so different.
Yeah. And
I just like, it's just so good. It's just different. Like I feel like.
We wanted the ball raid.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. But I feel like with Crota's and Axis, they're just really just shoot 'em up kind of deals, where I feel like Leviathan kind of goes back to more strategy.
Yeah, strategy and team
to where like I don't know, it really took me back to King's Fall because like you go into the shade, you know, not the shade, the shadow place. I can't believe I just said that.
I know it's the shadow.
That was crazy.
There's no name for it. I mean,
yeah. It's just so weird to say the shade because that's what everybody called the orcs part. Yeah. But
oh yeah, you're right.
That just got like such a moment right there. Oh, that took me back. But like whenever you go into like the shadow place or whatever, and you know you have people that call it out, and you're like dog, cup, sun, and you shoot your scion, you have to dodge them. You have to like go up, make sure they don't kill you, and you have to go again in order. And it's just like everyone's on point and everyone's doing this. Everyone's like, next platform, go. He's shooting, next platform, let's go. You know what I mean? Like it's like very strategical, and you have to like make sure you're listening, you know. And so I don't know. I really like that aspect of it. It's kind of like whenever it was orcs, and it's like, all right, his chest is open, let's go. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was like really, and it's like with
it was very like King's Fall-esque type of like, a lot of stuff.
It's very very similar, and it's also like you know. And it's also kind of like, you know, when you got the Atheon and everyone would just jump in the middle. It's like, all right, to the middle, and you jump in the middle, and there'd be the guy with the countdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Axis, it would just be like, all right, everybody's time to just fucking shoot from wherever you are, just fucking shoot him. And it was the same thing with Crota. It was like, pull up the galleys and fucking rock them down, or as they'd said in year 1, pull out that fucking Ethernet cable. You know?
Yeah. Oh god.
And so,
Oh jeez.
like, I don't know. Like, it just, like, I think it's a really great raid, though. I feel like it gets shit on a lot because the rewards fucking suck.
Yeah.
But the King's Fault rewards were not that great either, to be honest.
Yeah, the weapons were...
Like, they were cool looking. God, they were so cool. I know you weren't a fan of, like, the whole meat and bone look.
The thing about the armor, though, is that, like, you got that armor, and you could go back in the raid, and you could perform better with that than you could without, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that, you don't have that, so...
That's actually a really good point. Because it was, what was it? It'd be like, there'd be like armor pieces where it'd be like, you can move faster with Relic.
Yeah, with the Relic.
I did not even think about that. That's actually a really good detail.
With the sword. I think you...
Yeah.
Was that the one you could run?
I don't remember. But I do know that, the weapons weren't great, obviously.
Yeah, and the cocoon perk, but that's not bad.
I didn't think the cocoon perk was like a bad perk. I feel like it would have done better on better guns. I think it worked very well with the Defiance of Yasmin. I love that gun. I think that gun is by far the best gun in that raid. But also, I think it worked well with, what was it called? Golly. That's gonna piss me off, I can't think of it. Oh man, it was a scout. It was a scout.
Oh, the scout. Oh, jeez, man, I don't know. They had some weird names for him, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna, like, piss me off so bad. I can't remember that. Oh, the Doom of Chalice. Holy shit, I can't believe I remember that.
What?
The Doom of Chalice. It'd be back and forth. From Doom of Chalice, Doom of Chalice. But I loved that scout. It was just like, it made a unique sound when it shot. And, like, those guns, like, so much detail. And, like, I feel like they did really well with, like, and I'm not saying that the Leviathans are not, you know. I think the Leviathan weapons look great, actually. I think they look absolutely great. I think that some of them suck, you know, but I feel like that's definitely, and I mean, like, with Vault of Glass, those weapons didn't look crazy either, you know. But the raid obviously made up for it. Whereas in, I know you liked those Axis weapons. You thought those looked cool.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were decent. I definitely liked. When I first got it, I was like, these fucking suck. I was not happy. But then,
I mean, the weapons, not so much. Like, I just love
yeah.
them. I love
Yeah,
them,
no, I
like,
agree.
I love what came with them. Like, the perk on them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the weapons they were pretty good. I love that only one. What's it called?
Chaos Dogma.
Chaos Dogma, yeah. I like that.
But I definitely there's one thing I gave credit was to, like, whenever you would fully upgrade them, it would, like, put a bunch of Siva stuff on there.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they weren't upgraded, they had like holes in them. When they were fully upgraded, they were like, it added designs to them, which was like so cool.
Yeah.
I also think that's what they got ornaments right on. There are some ornaments that just change the fucking color of a gun, of an exotic, you know.
Yeah.
Like the new Hardlight one, like a good example would be like D2 Hardlight. The fucking, it just makes it chrome. That's fucking retarded. Then you had ones that were like the Thorn one, where it like fucking made like all these crazy green lights on it and all these like crazy thorns coming out of it. And the bad fucking Armakara, dude. Fucking put the Armakara skull on that thing. Oh, like that was a great example. But, oh man. Man, those were the fucking days. This is just the replayability, I guess, that made it so special. Damn.
Got that God roll ass Luna.
You're damn right.
We got it.
I got a decent one. Not the one though. Not even close. I had like the decent roll. You know, the...
No, I didn't even know you could get a rangefinder and look in the chamber on an IS.
Until year 3. I definitely didn't know that until year 3. Yeah, same. You told me that and I said that's not possible.
Yeah, I told you that, and whenever I figured that out. Like,
and I remember I looked it up on fucking the Destiny website and I still didn't see it. I was like, that's not true. And then you were like...
Yeah, you didn't blame me for a while, and then I was like, Brett, look at this dude.
You look at this dude right now, and I was like, oh, okay. And I looked and I was like, holy mother of Jesus. I will say, though, I did get lucky, and I did get a God roll Devil hand cannon. And it had the sure shot, the luck in the chamber, the rifled barrel, and the rangefinder. Which was great, and I used it a lot. But... When there was that hand cannon nerf in year 3, they got it, and it should not have affected that gun. It was a stupid decision. They're like, the palindrome shoots too far, and the Ice Luna, so we're just gonna nerf every fucking hand cannon range, which was just flawed entirely. But I did get a decent 1,000-yard at the end there. Wasn't great, but it had like that ViewTech SLH-20. Oh man, this makes me fucking gives me goosebumps thinking about that sight. So good. And then it had, I think it had I don't think it had ambush. It might have. I think it had the I don't know. I can't remember what it is at the moment. It had another decent sight. I think it had the long view that was short, but then it had like, I don't know, like Guerrilla Fighter, and
or it did have Guerrilla Fighter.
It was like Guerrilla Fighter, and then it had I can't remember. I don't think it had Quick Draw, but it had a decent one. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. I don't think it was Quick Draw or Snapshot, because I would have like fucking lost my shit. It was like not a bad perk though. I think I know what it is, but I just can't remember. I think it had ejection mold actually. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Maybe.
But then of course it had hidden hand, and that was like the only thing that mattered to me in life. But gosh. Those were the fucking days, dude. Now you get a sniper and you're like, well, it probably sucks anyway, so I'm not even going to use it. But I think that's about it, though. I think that's it. Damn, man. It's been going on for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
It was fun, though.
It was good. First episode.
I think it was, dude. I think that was really good first episode. I think that was it, though. I think we asked everything.
Well, I think that's everything for now.
But, well, fuck yeah, man. That was fun. Next Sunday, we'll be doing another one, I guess.
Yep.
Sam just texted me, so I think he wants to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, we can play.
Yeah, since you've already got your PlayStation hooked up.
Yeah. But I'll play a little bit and get some.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. So that was a good first podcast in my opinion. It was fun. A lot of good topics.
Definitely long, but
definitely long. But I feel like a podcast should be long.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Like I feel like well, at least to me, when I watch a podcast, like, and it's like kind of like just as short, like an hour. I don't know. I just
I think definitely longer than an hour.
Like I feel like that's just not enough.
What was that?
We're like 3.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe like
like
2.5, 2.5, like going on 3, maybe enough.
Yeah.
But I feel like we kind of hoed ourselves because we made Destiny 2 a topic, and that was like that was the kicker. So next time we may do like a little topic on it, but maybe not as much.
Maybe
think-
like some news, like maybe like
Yeah.
some Destiny 2 news.
Yeah, like maybe-
Go, like another base, like,
So I feel like we
but then
covered
what
it.
else are we talking about?
Like Curse of Osiris. Yeah. Yeah. Like I feel
What
like
else?
like Stranger Things and brushing your teeth and
Yeah.
different personalities. But I think that we covered the main Destiny 2, the big one on this podcast. But I think like talking about something like
Well,
Curse of
Destiny
Osiris
1, 2.
would be
Yeah.
like an appropriate topic for like next
Yeah,
time
we
or
can
something
maybe
like
talk
that.
about the stream, because the
Yeah.
stream will be out next time, right? Wait,
Maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe I think we got a ways to go, but well, maybe we can talk about some rumors or something, or another game or some other crazy weird topics,
The TWAB.
Yeah. or Overwatch or something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
that's good, Sam. Did you invite Sam?
Now I'm about to end the podcast right now.
Oh, okay.
So fuck a yeah.